and we should be good to go.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
So, welcome to session 1 of the Outpost campaign. Quick introduction, this is a world called Endra, which relative to most people's expectations would count as a comparatively low magic world with civilization just kind of beginning to push the edges of the map. And while the world is large, the parts of the world that our characters know is relatively small, with some of us coming from the kind of further outskirts of civilization, but the majority of our characters start in this political entity called the Veden Federation. But this is all details that we'll be getting into later. Let's start with our first character introduction. So, Aaron, go ahead and introduce yourself and your character, and then we'll just kind of get going. We'll do rolling introductions over the course of the session.
Woo woo woo. Okay, hello, I'm Erin. I am playing a tiefling barbarian named Candle. No last name. I don't need one. I was found in delivered upon the steps of a monastery as a wee little baby. And yeah, should I describe what I look like?
No, we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
So, it's sunrise at the Temple of Lysandra, the sun goddess, and it is kind of a common ceremony that you guys are having. Although today feels strangely different. So you are kind of called, as well as the other acolytes of this temple, to the main room of the monastery where the abbess is kind of holding this little terrarium in her hands that contains a cactus.
I love it.
So this is like it's a fancy sacred cactus of the followers of Lysandra, and as she's holding it, there's kind of that meditative hum that kind of goes throughout this chamber at every sunrise. And she, over the course of kind of the 15-ish minutes that comprise the sun kind of touching the horizon as the sun rises slowly, she leads this group of acolytes through the traditional like prayers and kind of a fable that she just recounts that will just kind of ground everybody in the day's events. But
Daily
as
wisdom.
Daily wisdom, yes. As she kind of wraps up, she pauses for a moment and then says, "And today, as this sunrise is coming to a close, it is time for one of our members to begin a different phase of our journey. Sister Candle, please approach." She kind of motions for you to stand up and come into the center of this kind of large circle that is where this kind of happens.
I hesitantly approach.
She gives you a fond smile as you kind of step forward and holds out this terrarium. So in it is this kind of strange cactus. It's just floating on a shallow pool of water. Think like a little shallow bulbish green thing with a red flower currently blooming on it. And she motions for you to pick it up. Please roll a Constitution
Thank
saving
you.
throw.
Okay. 20.
Delightful!
Woo!
So as you pick it up, you can feel kind of like the sharpness of the spines in it, but you don't
Prickly.
kind of feel it pierce your skin. And as you handle it, the flower on the cactus begins to kind of glow with an internal light, and it feels slightly warm. And as you kind of hold it up, the sunrise just kind of finishes, and the color of the light shifting through the windows shifts slightly from that warm orange towards a more kind of piercing yellow. And there's kind of a gasp throughout the congregation, and then you kind of see that you should be giving back the cactus. The abbess kind of motions for you to hand it back. So that was a sign of divination, as it were. As your recent phase of studies have come to a close, it is time for you to, once again, journey out into the world. I have a friend in Harrington, in the nearby city, that I believe has a job for you. There is an expedition a fleet of ships that is making its way out of our harbors to explore the edges of the known world, to push back the edges of the map. And I believe that there is a place for you in this expedition, both as a protector of the more delicate members, the cartographers, but also as a way to kind of be a representative of the sun's light as we push back the horizon. So, prepare your things. You will be leaving before me.
Thank you for this unexpected employment.
She kind of nods, and the sunrise meeting at the Temple of Lysandra kind of disbands. Is there anything you'd like to do before you go start packing?
I would like to tidy up my little space in case anyone else needs to use it. And then I would like to go for maybe a little walk, stroll through the sunflower patch that is within our monastery, and say goodbye to the flowers that I have grown so accustomed to watching over.
Yeah, so this is kind of an annex of this monastery's courtyard. It's fairly extensive garden plots with sunflowers and kind of an herb garden, vegetable garden. And as you're walking through it, some of the other kind of younger members of the monastery kind of approach you in about a little 4-person group. They kind of walk up to you polite and with good posture. And you see that one of them has like this little ration bag. And she kind of approaches and hands it to you. And she's just like, we're wishing you good luck on your journey. And we're just wondering if there is anything else we can do to speed you on your way.
Words of encouragement are always advised.
Well, then, may you enjoy bringing the sun's light elsewhere.
I'll try.
And they kind of all give you a customary bow and shuffle off into the distance. And we'll pick back up with you later on.
Thank you.
So, Logan.
Yes.
Go ahead and introduce yourself and your character.
All right. I am a snow leopard patterned tabaxi. Tabaxi, for those who don't know, is a cat-like humanoid race. I am a rogue as well as a cleric. I come from a land far to the south that is normal to these lands, or not so normal to these lands. I have been kind of just going around acting as a caravan guard for a while. I have a decent knowledge of poisons and potions and things like that. But it is getting time for my character to move on from these lands to continue my adventure.
Excellent. So, you are currently kind of in the waiting room of an office of a officer that one of your previous caravan contacts had recommended you to. This is Commander Hazumi Aberner. It's a human. He's a human. And so he seems to be attached to the kind of budding Federation Navy. And you have an interview with him to be a scout on this expedition that kind of promises to see new lands and continue on your personal quest to, in short, explore as much as possible and see what you can find. And so after about 20 minutes of waiting, it seems like he's conducting a kind of rolling round of interviews. You're motioned in, and you see him behind your desk with kind of some scattered papers and hourglass and just various kind of navigational implements. It's a mess, but you have the impression that he knows exactly where everything is. And he kind of looks up at you, puts on these kind of little reading glasses, and checks his notes. So, you came recommended as a scout for this mission?
Yes, I have been in these lands for about a year, and I was hoping to move on from these lands into new ones.
So you would be looking to disembark the expedition at some midpoint or endpoint before it returned?
Yes, I will not be returning to these lands.
Interesting. Very well. So then to the interview process itself, I see no benefit in beating around the bush. Do you feel comfortable promising to kind of aid in the expedition and follow the expedition's structure and orders while you are in our company in order to ensure the safety and integrity of our mission?
I believe I have the skills to do this mission, and whatever skills I lack in Kothram will guide me.
Indeed. Haven't heard that name but I'll take your word for it. Now, the contact that recommended you did kind of go on at length about your skills as a caravan guard, but how familiar are you with sea travel?
I am rather familiar. That is how I got to these lands in the first place. I traveled by boat from the southern lands.
Did you travel alone, or were you part of a crew?
I was alone on that voyage.
Solo sailor. Interesting. Now, you kind of are coming recommended as a scout and escort, but would you also be comfortable as one of the members of a small ship's crew, keeping that ship afloat should storms come and keeping it, well navigated and well maintained as a member of a larger fleet?
Indeed, I believe I have the skills for this.
Excellent. Well, while I see no further need for a kind of verbal interview, there will be a final test just to make sure that everyone who signs on to this expedition isn't at risk of immediately getting themselves killed once we reach unknown lands. However, barring any issues you'd like to bring up, I see no reason to kind of belabor that point until we get to that phase.
I do not have any issues. I believe this is an excellent opportunity. I have been acting as a caravan guard in these lands for about a year now, and I have been acting as a caravan guard in my homelands for many seasons before.
Excellent. So, I'll mark you down. In about a week, we'll be having the physical examination. And
Of course.
while it's not necessarily a safe test, I can promise you you'll survive and will, even if it goes poorly, eventually recover. However, if it goes well, you should have nothing to worry about.
Kothram will guide me.
Certainly. Yes. Actually, before you go, tell me about this Kothram. Is that your...
Kothram is the deity of my people. He is the great nomad, the wanderer. Around these lands, I believe you call him Death.
Ah. Your deity is death.
Yes, Kothram. The guide of my people.
How would you feel about, perhaps, in whatever crew you get assigned, not telling them that? Perhaps outright. Sailors are a notoriously superstitious lot, and if there was a representative of death on board, they might be so inclined to, well, remove that representative from on board.
Of course.
I'm not necessarily asking you to lie, just
Yes.
exercise.
Sometimes along the path of peace, you must tell untruths.
Extreme discretion is also a favored vernacular of, we'll call it my people, but I'll just call them administrators. So, if that's it, then you have an address that we can contact you at, and we'll let you know the time and place of the physical examination.
I will await your response.
Excellent. Well, stay safe, and I hope it all goes well and join the expedition.
Thank you.
And you head back to your kind of temporary lodgings. It's kind of an inn. Oh, it's a cat. There's a cat as part of the stream. Her name is Sassy, and she's very loud. So, next up are the Halfling brothers. So why don't you two first introduce yourselves and then your characters?
My name is Selwyn Goodbarrel.
My name's Dylan, and I'm and my name's Merwin Goodbarrel.
I'm Mika.
He's Mika.
Oh Lord.
Merwin is a bard and ranger.
I am a sorcerer bard.
And you guys are Halfling brothers?
Yes.
Halfling brothers.
Halfling brothers. We come from a nomadic troupe of, essentially a little village that travels alongside a mobile tavern called the Barrel's Best that our family owns.
We grew up playing there, and then we decided to go out exploring a bit.
And after being separated for a little while, a year and a half-ish, me being stuck inside of a room full of glyphs.
Me with some encounters with pirates and a dire bear and certain other things. We found each other again. And from there we boarded a ship and headed to...
Harrington.
Harrington.
In their own individual cases, chasing different things, but now they're kind of chasing their different quests together again after being separated for a while. So you two are on this kind of trade ship that plies the north and the northwest coast of the Vedan Federation. on your way from Stonefields to Harrington, which is where you two have both heard of this expedition sailing out, and where you, Mika, I'm gonna mix up your characters' names, just kind of eternally. So you're Selwyn.
Yep.
Selwyn, the magey boy.
Yep.
Selwyn's more magey, and you're more outdoorsy. Marilyn is more outdoorsy.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a fun time. So the person who stole your journal of all of the glyphs that you recorded in your roughly year and a half, kind of trapped in that room. His family is from Harrington, is what you've heard, and so you're kind of chasing him down. As you arrive, the ship kind of pulls up into the docks, and you're booted off the ship with a friendly wave and the week's worth of wages that you earned while kind of on this ship. Where do you go? This is a big kind of urban city, population of more than you've seen in a while.
Well, I think we should set up base, find some place that we can stay.
Yeah, we should also go look at the expedition that I heard about. I was thinking we should go on that to explore new lands
We
too.
can check that out. I think that if we find a room to stay in first, but maybe the expedition can give us a room.
Yeah, I could also get a room, just play some music.
Well, I can do that too.
Let's go get a room.
Let's go get a room.
We go to get a
We
room.
go to the nearest inn, or more accurately, an inn that's nearby, but in the direction that the expedition is.
So as far as the direction of the expedition, you note that there's like several ships all off on one side of the docks of all various sorts and sizes, but you do notice that there's one kind of big spot that is currently empty that has kind of the infrastructure set up leading to it that gives you the impression that a ship is being transported from the builders' berths to this via kind of a dry dock situation. So it's kind of being dragged here. That is yet to arrive. So you kind of set up in an inn, dockside in that area.
Preferably one that would have a view of the open spot.
View of the open
Yeah.
spot? Easy. Several.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Find an inn. Is there anything in specific that you're going here? Are you going to ask some questions around? What's the vibe?
I think at this point, we're at least for me, I'm trying to just find a place to post up before going off in search of Silverton's family.
Silverstock?
Silverstock's family, exactly.
Okay. Silverstock. Joel Silverstock is the name of the person who stole Selwyn's journal, so that name will probably come up sooner or later.
I'm gonna go to the bartender first.
Okay.
How's it going there?
It's fine. It's gonna be busy soon with the send-off of the expedition, so I'm just prepping. As you can see, he has like this array of glasses that's in front of him, and he's just kind of contemplating it. He has a little rag over one shoulder, and he's gonna like polish them each one by one.
Well, maybe I can give you a little help before we start in exchange for a room to stay for the night.
Wouldn't be a nice room.
Doesn't need to be.
I was also wondering, where are people meeting up to sign up for this expedition?
Oh, looking to join?
Yes, me and my brother both are.
Okay.
I suppose we are.
Well, if you're looking to join, you'll have to interview with Commander Hazumi. He's the one who's handling applications. I can shoot you his address, give that to you, see if you can get on his interview roster.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
Do you have any references? As he kind of like takes down this little note Piper is writing down where to find him.
The barrel's best.
Barrel's best.
Just the whole tavern?
We're
Sure.
good barrels.
Oh, well, I have some of you guys' stock in the bag. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, so that'll do to get your foot in the door, but be prepared to kind of promote yourself to the commander, and then I hear there's some kind of last-minute physical test just to make sure that no one absolutely incompetent gets themselves put in a dangerous situation.
I think we can handle ourselves pretty well.
Well, it depends what you mean by physical.
Well,
Hopefully not lifting anything.
Yeah.
they've cleared an arena for it. That's all I know.
We'll be fine.
Okay. He kind of hands you this scrap of paper. It seems like it's, the other side of an order form that's just for all the stuff that he stocks. It gives you an address that's near the governmental district of this city. And it's just kind of like what you'll need to say, and then probably a day or two you'll get an interview. And so you kind of go through that, and we'll just kind of speed forward. It's about 2 days later that you are actually able to get this interview. You've been washing dishes and like sweeping the floors in this little tavern. Go ahead, both of you, roll me a What's a chores check? What's a good ability for chores?
Performance?
Should I be playing?
No.
Should I be playing music for room?
Sure. So you can roll performance.
Cool.
You roll Constitution check. Flat con check.
Oh, good.
That's both attention span and persistence.
Natural 20.
How many rolls have we had so far in this session?
2.
What have they both been?
I rolled an 18 on the die.
Okay.
Oh, so it was. I thought you rolled a crit.
No.
No, I said
Okay.
20. I would have
Yeah,
distinguished.
it's fine. It's
Okay.
good. So
Constitution is a 16.
delightful. So you prove both focused and kind of dedicated to the task of keeping this whole tavern clean, which sometimes proves a challenge on the more rowdy nights, but whatever. And you
I'm
you
used
cause
to it.
problems for him because you are the cause of one of the rowdy nights, as you kind of inspire an impromptu dance party that actually draws in more guests and kind of spills out into the streets, such that that very evening you are getting yelled at by your brother for giving him so much extra work.
No, he just helped me with the work after.
Oh.
He did the dishes.
There were several. Some of them were broken. You guys kind of cover that, and then you find yourselves at the commander's office. There are several other people kind of sitting around twiddling their thumbs in an interview setting. And eventually your two's names is called after this kind of large, burly-looking, kind of dockhand human kind of walks out like, kind of, he's about double your height.
Oh.
And he just
Big
kind of
fella.
breezes past you and he's just like, he's deep in thought, contemplating his life choices.
Me too.
Down here, tree trunk.
Keeps walking. The door's open.
Not the friendly sort.
No, I guess not. Let's go in.
So, you walk in and you see the commander kind of behind his very messy desk, all of the naval navigational tools kind of scattered about, kind of some of them being paperweights and big stacks of papers that he's going through. He's got them reading glasses perched on the edge of his nose. So Selwyn and Marilyn Goodbarrel,
Yes, that's us.
why are you interested in joining this expedition?
That would be him.
I want to see the world. I want to see new things, new creatures, new people, pretty sights.
And are you prepared to have these new things, creatures, people, and pretty sights try to kill you? Rip you limb from limb?
It's happened before. Well, different new things. But I can handle myself well enough.
Do you mind telling me about this happened before experience? Just so I know what exactly you expect to be dealing with.
I ran into... how do I describe this? Water that was alive, but not alive, and tried to eat magic. And I'm friends with the dire bear.
Oh, okay.
Friends.
Friends. What does friends with the dire bear look like?
His name's Barnabas, and he lets me talk to him, and he doesn't eat me.
He didn't kill me.
Roll persuasion.
Good friends. Good.
Yes.
That is a 12.
That's a 12. He looks a little skeptical, but he doesn't really question you further or seem like he's going to belabor any point there. Okay. And you feel confident being part of the sailing crew, and you are willing and able to follow any orders you might be given for the integrity and safety of the expedition.
Of course, I like the coast, like the ocean.
And you wouldn't be interested in causing any sort of trouble on the ship? Getting into any rowdy parties? Starting any...
No.
We'll just keep the morale
Roll
up.
deception! Disadvantage! You!
We'll just be keeping morale up.
Dude, no. He kind of nods at you, but then his attention decidedly shifts at that.
Disadvantage deception is a 15.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Good.
10 and a 12 on the die.
He does look at you kind of questioningly as he shifts his attention. And are you just following your brother on this expedition, or are you invested for your own reasons?
Well, you see, I've been looking into some of these ruins that are scattered about the lands. However, the ones that are around here have all been explored, and so hopefully I'd be finding some new ones.
Okay, and you two are willing to face the potential risks of death, dismemberment, and maybe worse,
God bless you.
that lie beyond the
I
edges
feel
of
like I've
time?
almost died several times.
And you're not dead yet, so that's a mark in your favor. Also, just note, due to your questionable response about the rowdiness on board ship, just know that if things go wrong on a ship, there prone to go wrong in a big way. So if your party gets too rowdy and someone gets thrown into the ocean, they are liable to die. So just keep that in mind. when you
Okay, so
plan
don't
your
go swimming
shenanigans.
in the ocean.
Oh yes, can you two both swim?
I dealt with living water. I can swim well enough.
This is a compelling point. You? Rowdy boy?
I'm not the rowdy one, he is. Yes, I can swim.
Depends
Good.
on the night.
So, there will be
He
a
doesn't
physical
need to
test
know
in
that.
about 3 days, so I'll put you down, and it's going to be a kind of group setting as our test proctor is, well, you'll see. But just be there on time. If you're late, you will not be given the relevant information nor allowed to join the expedition. So, look forward to seeing you there.
Sounds good.
We'll be there.
Excellent. And we're going to shift our attention to Candle. So you've had about a week's journey in the company of the occasional caravan, or just kind of by foot from the monastery of Lysandra. It's kind of on the outskirts of like stuff. It's in a pretty rural area near the coast, but it is about a week's walk.
I
from
love
Harrington.
walking.
You sure do.
Ooh.
And go ahead and just roll me a survival check for if like how well this little solo journey goes.
Ooh. Alrighty. 13.
A 13. You got a 13 on your survival check.
Yes. Very lucky number
Yes,
in my culture.
yes. Your culture of the monastery that you grew
Yes.
up in? Okay. It's a lucky number of the sun. It's been decided. It's canon now. So, it goes well enough. There's like a day where you forget that you're out of food and you forgot to take some time to forage, but then you're able to kind of meet up with some other travelers.
I get lost in my thoughts sometimes.
You
I
do.
forget to eat.
Yes, you run into only one tree on this journey, which is less than the average, but more than the perfect number that you are always striving for. 0 trees ran into while walking.
Good.
But eventually you make your way to Harrington. It's a large kind of coastal walled city, although at this point it's kind of large enough that there's just impromptu kind of shanty towns that are sprung up outside the walls along the coast and on the inland that are near kind of the farmlands that support this relatively large city. And you make your way through the cobbled streets, and you have been pointed towards at the Commander Hazmi's office. Although, based on what the abbess said, you should kind of just be a formality of just kind of checking in. So as you arrive, waiting period, interview room, blah, 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 blah.
The
And
works.
then you are ushered into the office of Commander Hazmi, and he looks up at you, kind of does a double take. Why don't you describe the physicality of your character now?
Ah, yes. So I am a tiefling. To my understanding, tieflings are not very common.
You're the only one that anyone you've ever met has ever saw.
I have only ever seen myself,
Yeah.
which is good. So I am red. I have long, very, very light blonde hair that I keep in a braid, and I have 2 sets of horns, one little baby set right here, and another that kind of curls around, and they are the color of bone, so kind of a pale, tannish color. And sometimes when I get shy or embarrassed, I turn slightly pink. If I'm sad, I turn slightly blue. I'm very expressive. It's very hard to hide my emotions.
That's rough, but so as you find your way in this particular office, what emotions would you describe yourself as?
Well, I'm radiating pink. I'm like, hello.
Hello. Why don't you take a seat? This should
I
be
do
very
so.
brief. The abbess sent a comprehensive letter detailing your abilities and inclinations, and so we're not going to be covering that so much in this interview. But let me preface this first. You are invited to this expedition. This interview is not going to be precluding you from that. This is going to be serving more as a warning for yourself. And should you pass this little physical test that we have later on, then that will be the end of it. Well, I'm sure you might be aware sailors are a superstitious lot, although they do appreciate having a representative of the sun goddess on board. It's good luck for sailors chasing the horizon. They also don't necessarily respond the best to things they're not familiar with. So while I'm going to be doing my best to mitigate your exposure to the wider crew, just be prepared to deal with some anywhere from friendly hazing to people that might have it out for you.
It's because I'm blonde, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
But if you want to say that to them, that might be a good way to diffuse the tension. I'm sure once they see you as a person and not a scary symbol of strangeness, they'll warm right up to you.
Oh, I'm only a slightly whimsical version of strangeness.
He blinks for like a solid 10 seconds, just processing that, and then... So moving on, have you ever been on an extended sailing voyage before?
I've dabbled in the ocean. Splish splash, if you will.
So no, okay. Do you get seasick?
Occasionally, but nothing I can't handle.
Okay. From what the abbess has sent, you will be more on the kind of guarding and, kind of reconnaissance in force as we explore new lands. So, are you prepared to deal with potentially violent creatures, while at the same time being prepared to kind of offer an open hand first to any strange beings or creatures that we might encounter, as we don't want to... This isn't a conquest, this isn't a colony, we are explorers, first and foremost. We just need to make sure we don't get, explored our way into the afterlife.
I see. Well, to respond to your question, I have dealt with violence before with an open hand. So I don't think it should be a problem. And I will be sure to offer any words of wisdom or guidance that the crew might need.
A wonderful emotional support it will also be.
Yes.
I'll make sure I'll pair you with probably one of the smaller vessels, just to limit your exposure and get you used to the sea in a more direct method. As the larger ships, while they have more roles, are also, they can be more chaotic if you don't find your niche early.
I understand.
I look forward to seeing you in the physical tests later on. And, just be sure to rest up, as it's going to be an interesting journey. I'll see you later.
Thank you for your time.
And as you kind of walk, you kind of hear him mutter, "Oh dear," as you kind of find your own quarters. It is about 2 days later that in your guys' various living situations, you are sent word of a physical test. Its location's at an arena and just says, "Come prepared for combat and kind of physical exertion." And you kind of show up there. There is a lot of people there. And it looks like this test has been going since sunrise. Your guys' slot is closer to kind of mid-afternoon. And you're not really permitted to see what you're getting yourself into because it's a test, is what it is. Although you see some people are carried out on stretchers while several others are kind of like walking out, kind of like tall and proud. So it's a mixed bag as far as what you see going out of this. Some people are getting very, very banged up. But you're on the outside of kind of this like arena, kind of mini stadium type of concept. And every about 15 minutes, a group is called in, a group of about between 3 and 8 at a time. And you four are actually kind of in a group together. So basically what happens is this long queue, and as you check in, you're assigned like a little number, and you're supposed to go stand, blah, 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 and you guys find yourselves all with the same kind of group number. It looks like you will be going in together. But you have about 15 to 30 minutes before your number will get called. So you guys are all meeting for the first time, just thrown together seemingly by chance.
So for us, you see two halflings. I'm a slightly taller, slightly thinner halfling with a shaggy, dirty blonde hair and bright green eyes.
For me, similar in the dirty blonde hair, however, I have blue eyes and like a very short cut, spiky hair. And as far as like what I'm wearing is button-up shirt with a vest over it and some trousers. Ready for combat.
My character is snow leopard patterned tabaxi. I'm in kind of leather, like hooded leather armor. I have some kind of just vials of like green and various colored liquids hanging in like a bandolier around my chest. And I have a small kind of crossbow mounted to my wrist.
Candle is wearing no armor. She wears a kind of cloak at all times that kind of helps keep her nice and toasty. And she's also wearing just kind of traveler gear as well. You see wrapped around her waist is what looks to be a tail. She keeps it out of the way.
Well, hello there. The name's Merwin Goodbarrel.
And I'm Selwyn Goodbarrel. Nice to meet you.
Greetings, I've traveled with your kind many times before. They call me Shadow of the Moon of the Dancing Snows clan, but you can call me Shadow.
Nice to meet you, Shadow.
Shadow it is.
Oh, I'm
Greetings.
going. Hello, I'm Candle, your Shadow. We are going to be companions.
Yes. You are welcome. You are unusual to these lands, as am I. You are much good sight for the old eyes, you know.
Oh, thank you. They're blonde too, you know. But I understand. Thank you.
What?
Hello, I'm Candle.
Nice to meet you, Kendall. Where are you from?
I reside in the monastery of Lysandra, the goddess of light.
Ah, that sun one, right?
Yes.
I'm still not very familiar with the pantheon of these lands.
Oh, well, I would be more than happy to give you the rundown eventually.
Well, I guess first things first, it looks like we're going through a little bit of a test. How do each of you fight? Or
Hard.
Okay, so you're in the front.
I try to avoid it, but I can be lethal.
oh. Alright.
Okay, so I think we're gonna sit in the back and let
Yeah.
you do most of the fighting.
We'll give support and shoot from far away.
Well, we don't know what we're fighting yet.
Well, no, but I don't want to be hit by it.
Oh,
This is true.
You saw those big ones that got carried out in stretchers. That happens to me. I'm pudding.
I feel like you could probably just pick us up with one hand and launch us across the room.
yeah, possibly.
Oh boy. Ha.
Yes, for context, this tiefling is absolutely ripped.
Yes.
It's hard to tell beneath the kind of like monastic robes, but just she's a little built.
I will do my best to protect the innocent.
Alright.
Good to hear that.
Well, if things go well and we ever stay together, we're from the Barrel's Best, the traveling brewery that one of the Halfling troops.
Brewery.
That is one of the few caravans I have never guarded.
Well, if
What?
you ever get the chance, go in and say our name. I'm sure our Gran would love to meet you. May she rest in peace.
She rest in peace.
Oh, I'm sorry for your loss.
What
What?
loss?
That is nothing to be afraid of.
What loss are you talking about?
Oh,
Number 86429.
I
I think that's us.
You're kind of motioned to
Oh.
call up as I do just legally have to interrupt that conversation right there. So, you guys are called up. You have like a little proctor kind of dressed in a basic military uniform. And looking at the clipboard, just like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're all here. Okay, so basic rules and regulations. You are instructed to not hold back. However, as a side note, don't try for murder. Just try to win. And assuming you kind of meet our minimum standards, we have several judges, then you will be accepted into the expedition. This also serves as an evaluation to see where you all will best fit in an overall organization of the expedition. So, play to your strengths and show up your weaknesses, what they are, and how you deal with them is up to you. And there, you're shown into this kind of brief hallway, and then the double doors at the end of this hallway kind of open into the bright light of the sun as you're in this kind of large sandy arena. On the other side is a dwarf, kind of a very broad dwarf with a blunted battle axe, it looks like. no shield, but plate armor. And then ringed around the sides, you see several people in kind of mage robes. And as you kind of fully step into this sandy arena, the doors slam closed behind you. And this dwarf kind of spreads his arms, kind of plants his axe haft first into the sand, leaves it standing there like a flagpole, and rubs his hands together. Hello, my friends. Welcome to your physical test. I am Admiral Vostok. I am the commander of this expedition, and I will be the up-close evaluator of you today. Should you not pass out within, looking at you, about a minute, if you are still conscious, it is a pass. Your obstacles are myself, who will be chasing you down with my handy-dandy training axe, as well the mages of the university have agreed to lend us some grad students who will be providing some magical barriers to your continued consciousness and movement. So they will be off to the side, but you should consider them more a course hazard. They are obstacles, but me, I am your target, because if you take me, well, down, if you really make me feel it, that is grounds for a bonus. But let me warn you, no one has succeeded in doing so yet today. Hopefully you present me some form of challenge. And he picks up his axe. Please everybody roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The arena is about a 60-foot diameter circle, and the ground is sandy for now.
Oh no.
There are about 8 mages
The grad
up in the
students.
stands, kind of where it would be. The stands are otherwise empty, although you've seen some groups that are varying levels of banged up. It seems like after you go through this test, you might be allowed to sit in the stands to watch, if you so choose. So, initiatives, Mr. Vostok did crit fail. So,
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
That's what I want to hear.
That's what we want to hear too.
In the narrative, I'm just going to say he patiently waits for you to make the first move with a smug smile on his face. No, he crit failed.
How large is the arena?
60-foot diameter circle.
Okay.
You guys are at one end, he is at the other, so you do have about 120 feet between the two of you currently.
60-foot radius.
60-foot radius.
You said diameter.
I know math.
All right.
Geometry is the thing that I can do. So, initiative
120
20
feet.
plus.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh no.
Next one's 15.
15. Yeah, that's how math works. 15 plus
17.
17. We got to 17 for Candle. Candle's got to 17.
Candle.
Candle's got to 17. Okay, got to 10 plus. Anyone 10 plus? Do I hear 10 plus? Oh no, I don't hear 10 plus.
Oh no.
Why we
Oh,
were happy for the crit fail.
Listen, I got 8 mages that are lair actions. I don't care about your numbers. 5 plus.
9.
7.
7
Who has the higher dex?
plus 3.
Me.
Okay, so 9 for Shadow, 7 for Merwin, and 7 for Selwyn. Merwin and Selwyn. Okay, this is delightful. So the first thing that happens is one of the mages kind of raises a hand, and this area of wall of thorns encircles you guys, and it's about 10 feet tall, and it's completely opaque, and it looks very spiky. Candle, it's your turn. So one of the mages kind of spoke, and this hedge just grew up around you, and it's very thorny and spiky.
I don't like that.
I take a step forward, do a quick little stretch as I kind of flourish up and kind of breathe in the sun, and I go, Lysander, bless me. Woo! And I rage.
That's your rage? Okay, so in a very perky manner, this tiefling kind of flips her braid back, takes out this big-ass hammer, and she starts to glow with a faint radiant sunlight. It seems to be coming from her skin.
Yes, and when I rage, I wild surge, which means
yeah.
I get to roll a d8 to see what that effect
Wild
is.
Surge Barbarian, it's one of the newer ones.
Yes.
It's like Wild Magic Barbarian.
Oh,
It's the best.
Fun.
Okay. it says, arcane energy taps into the minds of those around you. Each creature within 30 feet of you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or you see a glimpse of the creature's thoughts, learning how it plans to attack you. As a result, the creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you until the start of your next turn.
This is great. Everybody rolled the whiz save because of reasons.
Nat 1.
Okay, crit. Nat 1.
10.
Perfect distribution. I love statistics. So, what's your save DC for this? I believe it's based on one of your abilities.
Yeah.
I would hope so.
I think so.
Is that
I
con or charisma?
believe
Probably con. No.
I believe that it is. Oh no!
I believe that it is written down somewhere.
It is written down in a number, but I'm just going to
While
calculate it.
she's searching for it, for the viewers, this is going to be a lightly homebrewed campaign, but most of the time we're going to be kind of rules light in general. So if something doesn't add up with respect to the player's handbook or whatever the heck, just know that it's okay.
If it is con, my DC is 12.
Yeah, DC is 12. Well, you two do fail. And if you decide to attack her within the next round, you have disadvantage. So just, make sure you make a note of that. And then what do you do with your action?
I nod and I what was the title of the dwarf in front of me?
Admiral Vostok, although you can no longer see him as he is obscured by the wall of thorns that is around you.
Oh, I go and I hit the wall of thorns.
You roll to hit the wall of thorns. Please roll to hit.
Okay. 18?
18, yeah, that'll hit.
I go, woo!
Please roll damage. As she just starts very perkily hacking away at the foliage in front of you.
Ooh.
14.
Okay. 14 damage. I'm gonna say that clears almost all of the way through. It seems like this wall of thorns is 5 foot thick, and so with a mighty blow, she just, this is great! Just smashes her hammer.
Praise
into
be!
this wall of thorns and just kind of dents it, and there's a scattering of
Also,
scraps and splinters.
for aesthetic, my weapon is a great hammer,
Mm-hmm.
and I call it kindling.
You're making some kindling, that's for sure. As there's just these wood scraps all over the place. Next up, you hear a muttered incantation off to the side, and the air gets a little colder, but you don't notice any other difference. Who's next? It's Shadow.
All right. Is there a path through the thorns
No.
yet, or no?
It's a solid wall of thorns that just kind of encircles you guys, but doesn't intersect your space.
Okay. But she made a dent.
She
in
made a
the thorn.
big dent. Like, you might be able to clear the rest of the way if you do enough damage.
All right. Then I'll take out my rapier and try and slash away at it as well.
Okay, I'm going to say disadvantage because the rapier is not normally a slashing weapon.
Rapiers can be sabers.
No, that's a saber.
It's a saber.
Do you want a saber? You can have a
No,
saber.
I have trained in heavy rapier combat.
Okay,
Sabers are
heavy
allowed,
rapier
but
combat
anyways.
sounds like a lie, but okay.
No, I have.
I know
Through
it's
this-
real, but it sounds fake, you know? Okay, what's it to hit?
Not great. That's a solid 10.
Luckily, it's a wall, and it's not trying to get out of your way.
Ah, good.
So just go
I hate
ahead,
moving walls.
and roll damage with disadvantage as well. So just
Okay,
your damage is getting nerfed on
That's
account
fair.
of it's a pointy boy,
that's fair.
and it's not a hammer. Hammer gets the
9 damage.
9 damage is fortunately enough, so you slash through this, well, barely big enough for you, plenty for these boys, space in it with your attack. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Can I see through this? Can I see the dwarf?
Yes, he's still standing there as it's not been his turn yet, but you do notice that the sand has now been kind of frozen over, and it's
Great.
very icy terrain.
Okay.
What do you do? You have your movement.
I do have my movement. I'm gonna do feline agility and move to the center of the arena.
Okay, as you pass through this, I'm going to say make a dex save to pass through your little opening to avoid any damage.
Dex save. That's gonna be math. Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Math is real hard.
Math is real hard.
It's
That's gonna be
hard,
a 15.
15 passes and you don't take any damage since you guys already cleared a path through the thorns. And where do you end up?
Center of the arena, because you said it was
60-foot radius.
60-foot radius. Yeah, so 60 feet gets me to the center.
Nice! So you're in the center of the radius. However, you're actually not because the icy ground is now difficult terrain.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you are 30 feet
Okay.
towards the center of the arena, the farthest most out. Merowyn! You're just a little boy.
So that space is plenty big for us,
It's
right?
funny. You two don't need to make a dex save to pass through unharmed.
I run out.
Okay, it's difficult terrain, so your 25-foot move speed will only let you have 10 feet out of the thorn hedge.
I go 10 feet out, and then I shoot at him with my short bow with disadvantage, 'cause it's out of range.
Please, roll to hit! As he sees this arrow coming and the grin just lights up his face, he's having a great time.
Me too.
19 to hit.
19 hits by 1.
Oh.
He's wearing plate. He's wearing normal person plate, and he's not having a shield. He's a stat block.
That is 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay. So it kind of clangs. He kind of moves so it hits his breastplate, but you can tell that impact gets felt, and he nods solemnly. Okay. Anything else?
I do a little flourish to the audience.
The 8 mages and the 4 dudes that are up in there just kind of like, okay. Yeah. They have yet to be impressed. I won't say they're unimpressed, but they have yet to be impressed. Selwyn.
Okay.
Gonna go out, go
Mhm.
next to Merwin.
Walk up next to him.
Yep. And I'm just gonna look at him and say, watch your step. Whiz save.
Oh, that's spicy. He's got a 21.
20. Yeah, okay. My vicious mockery does nothing. And then I'm gonna look over at Shadow and be like, hey, you go ahead, Tim. You have Bardic.
What's your Bardic?
D6.
Oh,
It'd be a D6.
we can do that.
Yeah, so both of the halflings are bards. And my life is gonna be great.
I love words of encouragement.
I hate myself. Okay, so that's the boys' turns. At this point, another mage kind of raises up a hand. What is so funny?
The comment.
Yeah, okay. Another mage raises up a hand
Rapiers are sharpened.
and conjures a group of small.
I don't recognize these anymore.
These little ice kind of constructs are formed out of the
Oh, that's
ground.
mad.
There's about 8 of them. These little small creatures that are just like, and they have this very sharp and pointy face and kind of glowing red eyes and little claws. These things are about 2 feet tall, and they cannot wait to kill you. And so
Perfect.
they are on their way, but they are kind of in between. They're at about the center line of the arena, and they kind of close towards you such that they are in melee with you. 2 of them are in melee with you, and the
Okay.
rest of them are on their way. There's a total of 8 of them. And that's what they are doing on that turn. And now it's Admiral Vostok's turn. He goes to the center of the arena with a dash action because he's a dwarf. He has some slightly better movement than most dwarfs, but it's still difficult terrain. So he's just there, and he's kind of observant. He seems to be taking it all in. Back up to the top, that first mage is kind of declining to do anything. Candle, it's your turn.
Oh. I use my 30-foot movement to enter into the center of.
Please make a dexterity save to get through the thorn hedge unharmed.
I will.
You will.
11.
11 is not quite enough, and you do get a bit of nicks and scratches. So you're raging.
I
You
am.
have for your convenience. That is 6 damage.
Woo.
6 slashing damage. Yeah, 6 slashing damage. Pre-half for your convenience.
I say, ow!
As you just kind of push your way through this, thorns scraping alongside your skin, you're just like bright-eyed, bushy tailed, and there's kind of some blood leaking from scratches along your face and shoulders.
Yes.
What do? There's about 8 little ice boys in gonna be about a 30-foot radius from you currently, and Admiral Vostok is about 60 feet away in the center of the arena.
I see if I can attack the closest little ice creature.
I'm gonna say roll a athletics check.
Yeah.
Just because. What's your move speed?
30.
Okay, yeah, athletics check to see if you can get there.
Ooh, I don't know if I can. 9.
Yeah, so with a 9, the frozen sand provides an interesting terrestrial challenge to walking because it's both slippy and bumpy, and you only make it about 15 feet out. You can dash to get into melee combat with one of them. So you don't have an action, but you will end your turn in melee.
I will end my turn in melee.
Okay, so she kind of just stumbles like, this is great! Oh, God.
Let's see if we can melt one of you guys.
You're going to be in combat with one of them, although several others turn their attention towards you, so maybe
I-
they'll do stuff on their turn.
I accept that.
Okay. So, Shadow, you're
Okay.
up, as the mages are currently waiting and seeing one of them is controlling the ice boys.
So, what was his name? Admiral Vostad?
Vostok.
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 He's in front of me, right?
No, he is 30 feet away from you. Two of the ice
Oh,
gremlins.
gotcha.
We're going to call them ice gremlins.
Ice gremlins.
Cool.
I don't want to be hit by him when he gets here, though.
You probably don't.
No.
That's correct.
Can I? Let's see how. Okay, so it's difficult terrain still, so I could only move 15 feet. Is that correct?
And there are two
are 2 boys, so they'd get
two little boys.
I'll just attack one of the little boys for now.
One of the little boys.
Yeah,
Who's going to hit?
I'll attack one of them. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay.
What are you using? Your rapier?
I'll use a rapier.
Or
Yeah.
is it your saber? Okay.
My rapier.
Okay, good.
Also, are you making us keep track of ammo? Just
I
checking.
don't want this to be logistics, the tabletop adventure of keeping track of things.
Just checking. Okay.
I won't be.
I am going to stab one of these boys. Now, they have an attack, so I can assassinate, correct?
They've had a turn in combat.
I thought it was if they have an attack.
They've had a turn.
It's
Is
a,
it-
It's if they've a turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've had a turn and their turn was moving. So,
Okay.
yes, unfortunately you do not get assassinate.
Fair enough.
And also you don't have a friend next to you, so I don't know if you get
No,
sneak
I
attack
don't
or
have a
some
friend.
advantage. Okay.
Nope.
But it's still auto crit,
That's still
even without it.
Oh, schmel. Anyways, give me the damage.
What? 5.
5. Well, lucky for you, they have 4 health.
Oh, good.
The
Woo!
little baby concepts.
Ah.
They're not. The mages aren't trying to kill you, but these boys are.
Fair enough.
So you do successfully stab one through and it kind of shatters with a little oh. A puff of ice shards. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I think that's it.
Okay, sweet. So that's your boy Shadow. Melon.
Oh, actually, I lied. Sorry. Can I bonus action poison my rapier?
With what?
Poison.
Well, yes, but are you so you take out like a little poison cloth and you swab it along?
Yes.
Okay.
Because as the poisoner feat, I can
Just
bonus action poison.
Sweet. Poisoner feet. Didn't know things. I don't know stuff and I don't intend to. Merylwyn, you're up. It's poison.
it's a little chilly over here. Let's get you hot under the collar. And I cast heat metal on the captain's armor.
Dope.
Woo!
Good. Excellent.
I thought you were
roll
being-
damage.
So he takes 8 damage.
He sure does. He passes the con save to not drop his armar. What was it? 8?
Can he drop his armor?
Nope.
What?
It's just
You
on
don't
the
know
down.
him. You don't know what he got. Maybe he got that quick release. He doesn't. But 8 damage, and he has disadvantage on attacks, I believe.
Yep.
Sweet.
And then bonus action. Why don't you melt some of them? Bardic inspiration.
D6 to stuff.
The end of my hair lights on fire, like a candle wick.
That's awesome. Okay.
Some
And
Blackbeard
also,
stuff going on
yeah.
here.
Dope. Nice and spicy. We're getting to good stuff. That's now it's selling.
Hi. Question: how many of the little gremlins are there?
There are now 7.
There are now 7.
2, well, 1 in front and center, and then they're kind of just evenly radially distributed. Candles off to the right. Is currently melee with one of them, with 2 others looking at her, which leaves 3 on the left side. So 3 on the left, 3 on the right, 1 in the center, and that's the left side is currently unengaged.
Okay. Cool. First off, I'm going to do a firebolt at one of them.
Roll to hit.
That's going to be a 16.
Hits. Roll damage.
Firebolt's damage is 1d10. 9.
Yeah. So, okay. Melts like a wicked witch of the west.
Cool.
Anything else?
Yes.
I told them they would melt.
As I am a sorcerer, I'm going to quicken spell and do that again to another one.
Roll please.
It's going to be a 17.
Yes.
And damage is 7.
Yes. There is now only 1 on the left side. Okay. And that's your turn. And now it is the Ice Boys' turn. So there is one in range of you, Shadow, that's going to take its little claws and try to rip your shins off.
My shins!
Your shins! They have a 17 to hit.
That hits.
That hits. Okay, so they're 1d4 of damage that they get to do. That is a 4 damage.
Okay.
So,
No.
just a little as it's trying to just basically climb its way up to your face by way of your body with stabbing fingers. And then 3 converge on you. Campbell.
Cute.
And they're all just gonna make an attack. And I have 3 d20s. This is most convenient for me personally. So 1 gets a 6.
No.
Does a 13.
No.
Does a 6.
No.
Okay, so they're all just trying to like claw you, but you're doing a little perky dance in place, and they're just like, "But the shins, I need them for murder."
I keep whipping my candlewick hair around, being like, no.
I don't like warm things for some reason. I'm a construct.
No.
So
I don't have feelings.
that is the Ice Boys' turn. And then I'm gonna say you make a whiz save as one of the mages casts a spell.
Are you wise?
Do you think he is?
Let me lend you some wisdom. I guess I can't do that.
Ah, nice.
18.
You are successfully not suggestioned, or rather commanded to fall over. Just like fall. The mage's spellcasting was just nyeh. That's the somatic component of command, I've decided. So you avoid that, and then it is Vostok's turn as he troops towards you at a leisurely pace of his normal movement and not dashing. As he gets to in front of you, he nods, and he's going to make a single attack against you.
All right.
As you still have an Ice Boy just on your feet.
On my shins.
On your whole shins. Does
My shins.
12 hit your AC.
No.
Okay, you get the impression he is kind of waiting and seeing.
Okay.
And as you manage to avoid that attack, he nods in approval. Mage's turn at the start of the round. And it's going to be another spell. What's a nice and fun spell that we're going to do? Let's say you three boys, you are 2 separate people. This is going to be important to remember later on because I'm dumb. All 3 of you please make a strength save as Vostok does as well. A big gust of wind comes down the center of the arena.
Oh no.
It's an 18.
That'll
Minus
pass.
2, so 16.
That will still pass.
I would say I'm insulted for
I am not a strong
not
boy.
being a target, but
Maybe they could see the absolutely ripped deltoids that you're rocking.
The abs-solutely.
absolutely.
So that's a 7.
7 fails.
That's an 8.
That also fails.
Wow, does failure run in your family?
No muscles do.
And so the Admiral just plants his axe in the icy sand and just doesn't move. You also kind of lean forward into it and don't move. You 3 are pushed 15. You 2. They're 2 people, not 1 more and not 1 less. 2 mistakes that I've made in the last minute and a half. And you are both pushed 15 feet back into the thorn wall. Please make a dex save.
Oh no!
Crit.
Ooh.
Nice.
Wow.
I missed. But that's a 16 on the miss.
Okay, so you both pass for half versus the thorn wall. Fair 1. Here's some damage. As you're
1
pushed
damage.
back through the hole into the center of the thorn wall, you both manage to like aim yourself and like use your hands to like, okay, push off the sand right. Oh god! You're scraping.
We just
by the
grab
edge of
onto
the
each
thorn
other
wall.
and just pull in.
And the gust is still going, so now that area, straightforward out of the thorn wall, is double difficult terrain. Sorry.
So 5 movement through it.
No, it's
5.
yeah, you have 5 movement.
Yeah, 5 movement through it.
Brutal.
I think we're staying in here.
So yeah, you can see Shadow and Vostok. Candle is now occluded by the thorn wall. Although, like on the either right or left side of the thorn wall, the gust does not reach on account of there's a thorn wall.
Yeah. Can we see the mages up above? How tall is the thorn wall?
The thorn wall is about 10 feet tall.
Okay.
So no,
Cool.
you're just little boys.
Cool.
Is that their turn? That's now it's Candle's turn. Initiative. It's a Consistent. So, you have 3 little gremlins, icy-wise, just dogging your feet.
I look at all 3 of the icy gremlins and I say, cute. Sorry. And I try to hit them.
Please roll to hit.
Oh. Not great. 8.
You have Bardic.
You do.
Yeah, can I use that?
Yes.
No. Yes, you can use
I
bard.
don't know how things work.
You've played a bard.
I know. 10.
Miss! As you slam your hammer down, cracking the icy surface, one of them dances to the side and says, I don't speak language! And...
Oh, God.
that's the end of
He
your
says
turn.
in language.
No,
One of
they're
the
just
mages
random
casts
sounds.
Another spell. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
I will do so.
Oh no.
I think she's the one wise one here.
17.
I'm
That'll
disappointed.
pass. You successfully avoid a hold person spell, and you are not paralyzed.
Oh, did you want to hug me? That's.
I would like to hug.
Oh.
And that's your turn. And that's the mage's turn.
The
And
gremlin says in not language again.
Shadow.
I understand the intent.
You know what they
understand
mean.
the
Like it's a universal language of I want to murder, but like cute about it.
It's adorable, but still wants to rip my face off.
Yes,
Aw.
yes, it's a great face. It'd go great
Aw.
on my wall.
Like
Your
my.
turn.
Oh.
Oh boy.
So, you are still beset by one of the little ice gremlins.
Yeah.
And Admiral Vostok is in front of you, nodding gravely, as that's his only action that he's really done so far.
Fair enough. I'm going to. I have my rapier in one hand. I'm going to take out a dagger and try and stab this thing off my shins.
Please roll to hit.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
I love the stab.
21 to hit.
Yes.
Jeez.
6 damage.
He's... There are now only 1 on the left and 3 on the right of the little ice gremlins remaining.
All right.
And this is the third round.
And then
You have a bonus action in your movement.
I do indeed.
You can disengage and run away.
I could, but I'm not going to,
Why not?
cause I'm gonna fight.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna fight this
He's at
bull.
disadvantage.
And then is bless a bonus action or is
It
that
is an action.
It's an action. Okay, never mind then. All right, then that's or guidance. Is guidance a bonus action?
No.
No. Okay, never mind. I'm
You
done.
know what's a bonus action?
What's a bonus action?
Bardic Inspiration.
Good stuff. Anyways.
You have 2 of them. Don't get greedy.
Nah. Anyways, okay, I'm done. My turn.
Okay,
My
sweet.
turn's done.
So he's like, a worthy challenger. And then he waits for his turn. Your turn.
He sure does.
Bonus action, keep burning him. Keep him on fire.
Yes, the damage.
10.
Spicy. You notice that smoke is starting to emerge from under it as all of this man's, you know it's voluminous chest hair. You know this guy has like a rug on his
Crispy.
whole body. And there's this very disgusting smell and smoke that is emanating from under his little plate mail that, Shadow, you are just the only up close and front and personal audience to. So sorry about that. Burnt hair, it's a great smell. Burnt dwarf hair, it's even worse. Anything else?
Can I use a bonus action as my action?
Yes.
Bonus action, candle. Actually melt them this time. Try it again.
You get another Bardic. Anything else?
Another
Do you
bear.
want to try and exit the thorn wall?
Can I step to the side so
Yes.
that the wind is not blowing me
Yeah,
back
well,
further?
so basically you're at the edge of the wind's thing since it's basically
Oh.
going across the breadth of the arena. So it ends right at the back of the thorn wall, so you would not be pushed into the back wall of it.
Okay.
So yeah, you step to the side, and
but
now you can no longer see anyone.
I'm just gonna be peeking.
Oh, peek.
So like
Okay.
3/4
Yeah,
cover.
just peek.
Can I do like 3/4 cover and just peek?
Sure.
Cool.
Yeah, peek.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm gonna do the same thing just on the other side, and so we're both just peeking out the side.
Okay, that's your movement.
That's my movement. Have you used your bardic?
No.
You just got new bardic.
I like encouraging words though.
There is still how many gremlins can I see?
0
0.
because of angles.
Cool.
It's a 5-foot thick thorn wall, so the only people you can see are Shadow and Vostok.
Cool. Then I guess I will firebolt Vostok.
Please roll to hit.
No.
doesn't go well.
No.
A line of fire just kind of streaks over your shoulder, but you don't really notice it over the general smell of burnt dwarf hair. And it is now
And then
a
I give
mage's
Bardic to.
Sweet, Bardic.
Oh.
As you are just kind of cackling, you guys are like looking out. And what's your passive perceptions?
10.
14.
Beautiful. Neither of you are immediately aware of one of the mages casting a spell, and then you look up, and this like little collection of gravel has appeared above you. Both of you make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
As this all falls on you.
What? What? How?
Another crit.
What?
Oh, jeez.
I hate you.
This is the dice that was rolling ones 3 times in a row on my last character.
Inverse performance anxiety. It's a star. Hey, what'd you get, bud?
Oh, nice.
17.
You both passed, saving for half. You only take 6 bludgeoning damage from these falling rocks as they kind of pelt you like the world's worst irregular golf ball-sized hail. And now there's a bunch of rocks in this very windy, thorn whip encircled, frozen sand little circle that you've got. And that's the mage's turn. And now it's the little gremlins. There is
The boys.
The little boys. There is one on the left. He is going to converge. Actually, he is going to run full tilt right into the gust of wind, and he's going to make a dex save as he's blown into the arena with you two.
Oh my gosh.
He fails the dex
It's like a
save.
snowball.
So he's going to take some damage.
Immediately shredded.
And he has 1 health left.
Oh, shit.
And he still has his action, and he's eeny, meeny, miny, you. As, I don't know, I decided it. Does a 12 hit?
No.
Okay, so he tries to claw at you as he tumbles past, and he's just at the very back edge of the arena, kind of stepping over the rocks, and he's just like...
Like an aggressive snowball.
Yes, like Olaf, if he was
Gross little thing.
Oh, good.
Gross little thing.
Gross little thing indeed.
Okay, so it's in there with you, but that's its turn. And then the 3 around you are all going to make a single attack against you.
Friends,
Does a...
might I interest you in Lysandra's prayer?
One of them rolls a 10 and says, religion? One
Yes.
of them rolls a 22 and says, no religion.
Wow. That's blasphemous.
So pre-halved for your convenience, that is 3 damage slashing from that one. The other one rolled a crit. It got
Oh,
a crit.
yeah.
And so pre-halved for your convenience,
Please.
that's a 6 damage.
Yay.
Slashing. How are you looking?
Good.
I hate barbarians. So, you're only level 3.
That'd be bad for us.
Yeah, so frontliner, it's good for you. You'll recover eventually.
Woo.
That's their turn. Now it's Vostok's turn, and he is now going to make 2 attacks against you, but he has disadvantage on both of them on account of the chest hair burn nation.
Fair enough.
So 13
Miss.
and a 12.
Miss.
He's upset with himself. He's going to take his 3rd attack. There we go. He's a 21 to hit.
Okay. I
With
have an
his
AC of 15.
blunted great axe, he's just like, poof, poof, and as the second one whiffs, he's like, you see him getting disappointed in himself.
I'm disappointed in you too.
He drops his d12 on the ground.
As one does.
As one does. And you take... Ooh! How much health do you have?
I have 20.
Oh, nice, good. You'll be fine. You only take 14 damage.
Okay. Still
As
up.
he just wallops you with this axe. I'm going to say make a strength saving throw because this is such a kind of hefty portion of your HP. I don't know if you got knocked into the wind stream that this gust is creating.
My strength save is an 11.
Please make a dexterity saving throw as you are tossed just up into the air enough to be caught by the gust yet again.
Dex save is a 12.
Sweet. You are blown 15 feet back. So not
Okay.
into the thorn wall,
Okay.
but you are 15 feet back, and this area is double difficult terrain on your way to Vostok. So that's the way that is. You are now kind of level off directly to your right is where Campbell is currently just having a great time. What is it? Whack-a-mole? That's what you're
Yeah.
playing.
With the baby. I
Whack-a-gremlin.
suppose.
Yeah, well, it is a whack-a-gremlin.
Whack-a-gremlin.
That's a classic tavern game, whack-a-gremlin.
Ah, Whack-a-gremlin.
Oh, yes.
And then it's back up to the top mage's turn.
Come at me.
Fight me.
You!
Oh.
Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Can they see me?
Yes.
No.
Uh-oh.
But you can't see them. They're using some scrying
yeah.
clairvoyance orbs above the arena to view everything. Because
Yeah.
they're course hazards. Yeah?
Great.
Nice. You successfully avoid the command. This time the the somatic component is nyeh, to step into the airstream. So
Yeah.
that's that,
Yeah.
and now it's Kent's turn. You still have three little.
They're grad students. They can't put that much effort
For little
into it.
boys.
Three little boys went to the afterlife.
I'm adopting. It's okay, I was adopted too. So I'm going to whack again.
Okay, roll it.
Okay.
Whack a gremlin.
Ooh. That one.
Yeah, Bardic.
I end up accidentally. I don't know. I feel like aesthetically, I'd be like whack, and then I'd go whoop, and I would have dropped my hammer.
You did drop your hammer a little bit. Roll a d20 just for how bad that little hammer drop is.
Oh no.
11.
Okay, so it's within 5 feet of you, so you'll only take one opportunity attack in order to get it.
Okay.
As it skitters just a little bit away on the icy sand.
Can I grab it on this round?
Actually, yeah. So you'd have to move to grab it. You will take one attack of
I
opportunity.
will do so.
Sweet. So one grab and it's just like, no, come back! But in a little bit like,
That's okay.
and he misses. Because I don't think an 8 hits him.
Haha.
This is the one that was questioning whether or not religion was for him. He's like, religion? Religion.
Oh, well, if you ever want any more guidance on that, I'll let you know.
So that turns Shadow. You're up.
Wow, I'm useless right now.
You're doing great. You're drawing fire from these poor squishy boys.
I'm okay with that.
Do you want to get it so I can use him?
My turn. I'm gonna shoot a crossbow at Vostok
You have disadvantage
because of wind. Kind of
Yeah.
figured. No. Okay. Wait. It's how far? I was 15 feet away, but
15
it's
feet
double.
away, double difficult terrain.
So that means I have 10 feet of movement. Correct? Or what is it?
You were Well, so okay. So what's your base movement?
30.
Your base movement is 30. So it takes
So it halves it to 15, and then
it takes 20 feet of movement to go 5 feet.
disgusting. Okay.
Yes.
Fun. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I will just disadvantage shoot him with a crossbow bolt.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. That's gonna be. He's got plate armor. That's probably not gonna hit. That's a 14 to hit.
14 does not hit.
You
as in-
have.
You do have Bardic.
Oh my gosh! Wait a minute. Hold up. Let's actually use that.
Remember when you have Bardic?
So that's a 18 to hit.
Ties. Ties
Okay.
to the defense. So
Fair enough.
Bang! As it sends off, but he's like, no, admirable effort. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Then it is a mage's turn, and this mage is going to set the thorn hedge on fire. So both of you please make a dexterity save as you are peeking. You are practically on this thorn wall as it catches fire. So give me the rolls. Give me the rolls, boys.
I like fire.
Heal my soul. I want to get lost in that. You fail.
22.
You pass. So you pass for half, and this is it's on fire damage, so it's not that spicy. But failure is 6 fire damage, passed is 3.
Whew.
How you boys looking?
Rough.
Rough. 11 health left.
Nice.
7.
Don't worry, I'm on 6.
So it's your
I should probably do some
turn,
healing,
Tim,
shouldn't I?
Yes. So. Marilyn.
Bonus action. Burn him again. 4 damage.
At this point, you hear a grumble from the dwarf, and he's just like, "Okay, halfling, I'm tired of you." And
Help!
That's
you
annoying,
have your
yeah.
action.
I'm gonna move away from the burning hedge a little
Yeah,
bit.
so more towards the center of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try and shoot the gremlin with my bow directly next to me. So disadvantage.
Disadvantage, yes.
11.
Tie goes to the defense.
Bardic.
But you do have a bow.
I hit.
You do successfully manage to hit him. What's your plus to bow damage?
4.
Excellent. He's dead. He had 1 health.
Ha.
As he and then sublimates instantly as you shatter him. As
Is there
now
no-
a little halfling oven.
Is there no little chunks of ice there?
No.
There's a lot
as
of
he
gravel.
Dissolves. There's a lot of gravel.
Yeah.
But no chunks of ice.
That was my turn.
That's
that
your
was my full turn.
Okay. Next up is Selman.
Cool.
Throw me a rock.
You can't see her.
No, I'm not going to. I'm gonna step away from the fire a
You
little
step away
bit,
from the fire.
and I'm gonna look out into the arena,
You peek out into the gust.
and I'm going to try and fling some gravel over at Vostok using the catapult spell.
Roll to hit with.
It's a dex save.
Oh, it's a dex save.
Yeah.
Spicy. Does he have disadvantage on saves because of heat metal or no?
Nope.
Okay.
Attacks and ability checks.
Roll a spellcasting check, so just plus your base mod and proficiency to see whether or not he has advantage on the save because of gust.
14. And the reason I was doing it from here is that way it would be out of the target would be out of the range of the gust and shooting at him.
If you're shooting through the opening?
I'm not it's not coming from me.
Oh.
I pick an object within 150 feet of me. And so I pick an object that's outside of the gust of wind to hit him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage. He fails the save.
Good. Why?
Min damage?
Pretty close.
6.
That's not
You're doing great.
On
You're
3D8.
doing your best.
On 3D8.
There's a pang as basically a bit of kind of frozen sand is from outside the thing kind of comes in from the side and knocks him kind of in the mid-chest area, and he's just looking so tired.
Oh.
He's so frustrated. He's used to doing better than this. He is.
Me too.
Mood. So, that's your turn.
That's my turn.
It is now a mage turn. Please, you make a strength saving throw.
No. 8.
You fail, and it looks like a kind of thorn whip springs up from the ground just in front of Vostok, wraps around you, and drags you towards him.
Ah.
You take 7 piercing damage,
I am unconscious.
and your unconscious body slides to his feet as he's just like, you put up a good fight. You are stable, as everyone here on the other side is using non-lethal damage.
Okay.
But you are unconscious currently. So we'll get back to you on your turn. You put up a good fight. Next up is, I believe, Vostok, right? You two boys had your turns, and then it was a
Yep.
mage turn. Excellent. So Vostok is going to pick up his axe from the ice, and he is going to.
I'm closest to him.
Yes, but he's
He's mad at the
He's mad
halflings.
at them.
Oh no.
He sees
You've
you and
lived
he's
a
just
good
like,
life.
You're fighting a good fight. And then he jumps into the wind gust and
Projectiles
flies towards this. He's going to make a dexterity, or actually a strength athletics check with disadvantage, I believe, because of the
Oh,
Yep.
no.
athletics check to try and just, gotta go
Yeet
fast.
himself.
See, now you catch the aroma of the burning hair
No,
in
no.
the wind gust, and you're like,
Yes. Well, it's you catch an aroma of burning hair as he crashes through the on-fire storm wall, just taking some damage. He does, like he's taking some spicy damage, and some d8s. I can't forget those d8s. Where are they? Where did I forget my d8s? Okay.
good lord.
Yeah. So he takes like 30 damage. As he just crashes through them. At this point, his beard is on fire, and there's splinters just kind of lodged in his armor, and he's just like, "Stop being effective!" And he's gonna take a swing at both. First, you.
Disadvantage.
Thank you. Does a 20 total hit?
Yep.
15 damage, non-lethal.
I'm down.
He knocks you to the ground, and he's just like, "Oh, I feel a little bad, but not that bad." And he takes a swing at you. This
about
time
the
he
door?
doesn't have disadvantage.
I know.
Because the heat metal spell is ended. Does a 14 hit?
Shield.
Ah! A fight! He takes his next attack.
Oh.
Does a 17 hit?
No. Shield.
Stays up.
Is he upset? He's.
Upsetty spaghetti.
Let's see how well you can last. He action surges.
No.
Yay!
Somebody call an
I got to
ambulance.
29.
But not for me.
How
think you're
good
going
is your
down.
shield?
Dude, not that good.
18 damage, non-lethal.
That would take me from max.
That's okay. You're down now. And then he's just like, "Oh, I might have overdone it on that one." And he kind of hacks his way out of the thorn hedge and points at you.
How many turns has it been?
It is the last round of the 30-second survival rate. So if he survives till the end of the next round, you guys have officially won.
Do you have any healing spells?
I mean, I have
Caster.
Oh, that's right. I thought you were a cleric, but you're a monk.
I have
no.
Barbarian.
Yeah, no.
over
that's fair.
half my health
Yeah.
still.
So at this point, Vostok's just like, okay, boys, cut it out. The arena quiets. The little ice gremlins just melt as they're just like, but what about the religion? Is this the afterlife? A puddle whispers. And,
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
The sand kind of clears and there's a brief quiet as Admiral Vostok points at you. He is about 15 feet away. The ashes of a performer Thornwall are on his back. It's your turn. What do you do?
How close is he to me?
15 feet away. There is no more difficult terrain.
I go, I'm honored to have this opportunity.
Oh no.
And you walk up and smack him real hard?
And I smack him. Actually, yes, I go up and I smack him real hard.
Please roll for smack him real hard.
That's going to be a. Actually, let me check something real quick because I'm stupid.
Always.
That's going to be a 16?
Does not hit. Clangs off his armor.
Do you have Bardic?
I do! I'm sorry.
This is your last Bardic as the source of said
Ooh!
Bardic did fall.
Number 22.
That'll hit.
Number
Please roll damage.
indeed.
Yes. I.
Calculator.
Huzzah. Ooh, that's going to be a 13
Excellent.
damage.
13. Good, a solid hit as it's just like this. His plate actually kind of dents in a little bit at the chest area, and he's just like, well, this is my training set. My turn.
Okay.
And he's going to take his first attack on you. Does a 25 hit?
Yes.
You take 14 damage. Pre-halved, it's 7.
7, thank you.
How are you looking?
Just went under half health.
Wow.
20.
Also
Yeah.
hits.
Pre-halved for your convenience, that is 7 damage again.
Thank you.
Third attack, 21.
Hits.
Pre-halved for your convenience, 5 damage.
Thank you.
How are you looking?
I'm still up.
There's like a little ding in the distance, but he kind of looks at you. How long do you think you can last?
I would like to hit you again.
Go for it.
I would like to hit you again.
Crit.
Well,
Paint me a word picture, please.
We'll be hitting you again.
So I have tattoos all up on me, and so basically what I'd like to do is like an inspiration. I would like to try to channel my tattoos, which kind of glow during my rage, up my hands as much as I can to try to be like, there's a wee bit of like smoke coming off of my hammer,
Yeah.
and I go, thank you.
And you just swing for the fences. Please give me damage.
Oh.
Do I double my rage damage?
No.
No.
Damage
Okay,
counts as a modifier.
just to check.
You double the
dice.
value of the dice.
That was max damage.
16?
wait.
You have a d12?
I have a d12.
What'd you roll on d12?
12?
So 12 times 2.
24.
26.
24, 26. Did you add your modifier?
28?
28.
Math.
Excellent.
I don't know how math works.
So, with this final kind of glowing hit, it's about noon at this point, and it's almost like there's a focus, the light, and elsewhere in the arena. While you guys are kind of technically unconscious due to the non-lethal nature of the damage, you're aware of your surroundings. It's just really hard to move on account of all of the sprained bones and maybe lightly broken ribs. It all depends. But you kind of see this, you're dimly aware of the light in the arena just fading until it's just this beam on Candle for a brief moment, and then the world resumes to normal as just poof, as the Admiral takes a big step back, and you've successfully bloodied him. And
Ooh.
puts his hammer down. It was delightful. Okay, boys, please. Heal the poor halflings. I think I was hard on them. I think I was a little overboard. But that's okay, they're champions. They both, they laid me long enough for, what is your, he holds out a hand, kind of puts his axe on his back. You guys are both kind of over the course, all of you guys are healed, back up to full over the course of the next, 15 seconds. It is not, give me your hand, I want to shake your hand. Oh, interesting. So, well done, all of you. You managed through the power of your group's impromptu teamwork to, narrowly survive the onslaught for long enough. I believe you four work well together. But, for now, rest up. The flagship is almost done being completed. The expedition leaves tomorrow. So tomorrow we will have the christening send-off ceremony, and you will receive your ship assignments. But I believe you four will be seeing each other. The teams that work well stay together. Thank you. I am going to go get a drink. And he kind of limps out of the arena as he did not allow healing for himself. It's kind of like, whew.
Bless you.
Oh god, my chest hair! As he kind of walks away. And you guys are kind of ushered away. There's some scattered cheers like, yeah! He broke my ribs! From the stands. As you guys go out back into the streets. As you go, one of the dudes is like, you guys, come with me, we need to go to a tavern. I need to buy you all a drink. This is kind of a very bedraggled looking elf man. He's just like, come on.
I have never consumed alcohol.
Well, there's the first time
We
for
can
it.
change that.
Oh no, okay, the halflings are going to be a bad influence, and by bad influence I mean it's going to be a fun night, hey boys? And you are dragged off to a tavern.
Is it by chance the one that we've been staying at?
No.
Okay.
As it's kind of off to one side of the arena, which is more in the middle of the city, not quite on the coast.
Okay.
And it looks like all of the various people that have gone through this test have kind of gathered here. It's a larger tavern, we got a big open floor. This wood elf pulls up a table with several chairs for you, just like, okay, what, round, orders, beer. This is the medieval times you get beer.
Any barrel's best?
Oh, I don't know if I got that. Well, you did kick his ass. Okay, one round of Barrel's best brew for the all of you. And, okay, so, my name is Highburn. It's good to see you all. I'm also,
Highburn?
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I've never heard it before, and I don't intend to hear it again. It's a terrible joke. It's a good joke. It's fine. You can call me Burn.
My name's Candle.
Candle. It's an honor to meet you. Nice finishing though. Yes. And so your names, the boys. I just dropped my notes. Don't worry about it.
The name's Merwin.
Merwin.
Selwyn?
Selwyn.
Just call me Shadow.
Shadow. Do you drink beer? Should I get a saucer of milk for you? I don't really.
Beer will be fine. Thank you.
Beer in a saucer?
In the mug.
That was almost racist.
I feel bad now. Well, nothing a little alcohol won't help me forget about. So, where do you all come from? Most people don't do that. Well, I didn't. I didn't quite last that long. And again, my group kind of sucked.
Well,
Is
All friends are
Highburn
always
an
support.
elf, did you say?
Yeah, he's a wood elf.
Okay.
So he's a wood elf, kind of like matted, brunette hair, kind of mid-back length, kind of pulled back in various kind of ties. He looks very rangerly. He's kind of got a bushy, very unkempt mustache and kind of manic eyes, kind of deep in his face. And he's just like, so, I come from the wilds because I don't like cities and being here smells awful. But you...
It does.
Yes,
Well-
doesn't it? Oh, it does. I get the impression I'm going to be interrupting myself a lot. Where are you from?
Well, as the mugs of beer come, we're actually from the Barrel's Best.
Ooh, the traveling halflings, eh? Well, no, so Barrel's best. Tell me, what is your favorite part of traveling?
See new things, I believe.
See new things? You
Meet new people.
meet new people?
See
Again,
new
this is a
things,
broad
yes.
question. We're getting to know each other. We might be posted on the same ship. You never know.
You never know. This is true. I enjoyed the wonder of everything else. I have never seen many of these things before.
An explorer's spirit. And you, Man Candle, the glowy girl herself.
Prayer and violence.
Drink to that.
Oh,
Well, I hope I'm on your ship. That's all I'm saying. Because, well, some of the boys in the stands were making some comments. Don't worry, they shut up around that last bit. That was quite a blow. Where do you come from? Were you some sort of angel?
Oh, no. No, I am actually a sister at the monastery of Lysander.
Oh, Lysandra! That's not one of the more elfin deities. It's kind of a off the beaten path. I prefer the shadows of the forest myself, but
Shadow?
No, not me.
Sorry.
sorry. This might be confusing. Okay, not you, but the shadows of. Do you appreciate the shadows? No. On topic. Conversation. So the light of the Lady Lysandra is what you follow, yes?
Yes.
Well, why are you finding your way onto the expedition? Most of the time, the sisters, they problem solve. They're pretty local, aren't they?
Sometimes. I have some friends who have actually traveled quite far away, so it is possible. I've been given a mission, and I intend on following through.
Okay. Well, your mission is to just join the expedition and learn about beer. Is that your expedition?
I would say the first part is accurate. The second part is a voluntary act,
A bonus.
a bonus,
Bonus.
perhaps.
Well, maybe if this expedition goes well, we'll all get bonuses. Because even though I got a bit more beat up, I'll still be on it. But, you know, other than that, I think it's time for a relaxed celebration. So, it kind of calls out to the rest of the room. Everyone here, these groups were able to make Vostok limp. And there's a scattered kind of weary cheers. And it looks like an afternoon of kind of general shenaniganery begins as you guys are ordered another round from someone else on the table. So please, everybody, roll a Constitution saving throw.
Before we do this, out of habit, we give each other Bardic
Do you
before
have Bardic
going
left?
over.
Yes.
I do.
Okay, so give each other Bardic. Everybody, Constitution saving throw as a night of various drinks are impressed upon the table.
Oh.
8.
Nice.
18.
Delightful.
So you can even use your bardic.
No.
18.
Ooh.
3.
Ooh.
Mwah. So, as the kind of day comes to a close, you two are like, you're feeling buzzed. This is a familiar sensation to you. This is not a familiar
I've
sensation to
never
you.
had alcohol.
But you're like, you notice a faint glow on like the edges of your horns and your like tail spikes. There's a faint like shimmer to them.
Am I
And you're just kind
glowing?
of feeling light and floaty and a
Aw.
little confused. And you two don't know where you are. And such that kind of by the time the night falls, you guys find your way back to your various places of rest. But
I'd like to think at the end of the night, I'm entirely not speaking common anymore. I'm speaking an amalgamation of dwarvish, halfling, and druidic.
yeah. Yeah, you it's just like the person who kind of is helping you to your quarters, one of the dudes that's in the same kind of tavern that you were that recognizes just
I
like
can speak both of those. Not the druidic, but
help
we're
that.
just
Like,
talking and
yeah,
half
those
in
are
the full of it.
forest noises. You are making forest noises. So, you guys all kind of turn in and have a long rest over the course of the evening. And I believe we might benefit from about a 10-minute intermission to rehydrate and such.
Yep.
Pulls the string.
Yep, I'll switch us over to the break.
Hope everyone's liking it so far.
Yes, if you
And,
have questions,
We'll be back
Figure it
relatively
out.
soon-ish, about 10 minutes or so.
Huzzah!
Hearts.
Woo.
Hey.
All right, they can hear us. All right, they can see us.
Cheers.
All right, we are in theory
Cheers.
back.
Cheers. Unmarked beverages. A distant and loving cheers. Okay.
I'll come around to you.
Transitive properties. Blink.
Oh shit.
How? Got juice on my notes. Everybody. got juice on my notes.
I almost dropped my
It's a
croissant.
very good unnamed beverage.
Unnamed beverage.
License-free drinks.
Oh,
Say what?
Triple second bingo.
can taste the lack of copyright strikes.
Nutrition.
I need to plug my computer real quick. Actually. Well,
There's a chart.
Thanks for staying, Wall.
which I should
You're
have done
gone.
over the break. Well, you know.
Yeah.
You should have done from the
I
start.
should have done it, but I didn't.
So, slight correction is that send-off for this very nice and spicy expedition that everyone is now a part of is happening in about 3 days as the construction of the flagship is being in its final stages. It looks like there's kind of some last-minute delays, as there always is in construction, and so all of you have kind of a couple days to settle in as it looks like ship assignments will be settled out later on, and you know, you just kind of have some time to chill and explore the city or do whatever you see fit.
Let's go meet up.
So, free time. We'll start with the boys.
Want to go meet up with them and see if they want to help on
A little adventure.
our little adventure.
Unless they have other things to do in the city. Well, we'll find them.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back to wherever they were left off.
If we got their tavern names, or like,
It is the name of tavern of Off Screens McGee.
Scans
Alright.
McGee.
Yes, Off Screens McGee, the tavern. It's off screen.
Anyways, we go and find you?
yeah, we go and find them.
Okay, please roll investigation because what are you two doing next morning?
Praying.
Okay, you're in your room.
Being very hungover, but probably also praying.
Are you praying in the tavern or are you praying in your room?
I'll be praying in the tavern.
Okay.
Worship is open to everyone.
Yeah, sweet.
I also
Hold up.
probably would have gone down and been like, anyone who wants to join in on the word of
Oh
Lysandra.
fuck yeah! Please roll religion.
Yay! Okay.
Remind me why you're not a bard.
I would be a little bit more subtle than that because no one knows Kothram.
Yes, this is you and your foreign
I
deities.
crit!
So
22 on investigation.
I think
Crit on religion!
I think Cell does the searching because I got a 5.
Nice. So you're just,
This way.
your first instinct is, well, maybe we should look up a phone book, and then you realize that you're in the wrong era. You guys kind of search around. It's just like, okay, on the way to the tavern, we'll ask around, and then you realize there's word of a impromptu prayer circle being formed in the
That's the one.
like courtyard of this Off Screens McGee tavern, and you see it's just after sunrise, and you see as you kind of come to the tavern, off in one corner, just like on the patio of the tavern, you see Shadow nursing a morning juice beverage that is ambiguously colored, and just in quiet contemplation. Like, first, what does your prayer look like?
My prayer is more just kind of something subtle, like holding my holy symbol, just kind of just muttering, kind of more of like it's more of a meditation.
Okay.
But just kind of as the sun rises, just kind of finding peace.
Yeah. This is a common ritual for you, although it's a lot warmer here than you're used to. It is still kind of a nice way to reset yourself and ground yourself in the traditions of the day, despite how very hungover you are.
It's finding balance at the start of the day.
Finding balance at the start of the day. I'm off to one side, taking up most of the center of the floor of this courtyard next to the tavern, kind of a patio seating area, but medieval, so you call it a courtyard. You are leading a kind of mini prayer-guided meditation on Lysandra. Tell me, what does that look like? Walk me through. Paint me a word picture.
Paint a word picture. So I would gather everyone into a little circle, and then I would start to tell the story of basically the birth of the first sunflower, which is kind of the one of the symbols that is associated with Lysandra, and it's basically, the story is basically that a flower grew where no water was. It was a very barren land, and this flower grew from the love and the guidance and the trust that the flower had in Lysandra, and ever since then the sunflower has become kind of a symbol of the flower drank the fire of the sun and now is able to reveal itself to travelers and is a good omen with
Okay.
various assortments.
So kind of this fable is being related with periodic kind of like spiritual guidance. Somewhat manically, it doesn't seem like she has that much practice being the leader of this type of thing, but she is doing it with a lot of kind of innate charm. And there's a crowd of about 12-ish people that are kind of following along as this sunrise little fable is being as you guys come into the tavern.
I think we should wait till,
Wait till they're done.
yeah.
We go and we just pop a seat out in the courtyard, just waiting for them to be finished.
I'm gonna play around with the dancing lights.
Okay. The first circle wraps up. And you notice that the two halflings are off in one corner and they're kind of like looking at you bouncing.
Hello.
Hello.
Did you have a nice evening last night?
I
Well,
did.
I'm assuming by how little I remember it, yes. Yes, I did.
Come join over.
I also get up from my meditation and walk over.
Alcohol is a fun substance, I've
It is
learned.
indeed.
Yes, it is.
Ah,
Our family's based their living off of it.
It does have many interesting and unique properties.
yes, it does.
Indeed.
I
Another
agree.
word for fun. But anyways, I believe we have a question of the two of you if you want to join us for something.
So I have a little, well, shall we call it an errand to run? So there's this one guy, a little prick of a student, who stole a notebook of mine, a journal that had a lot of my research, and I need to go get it from him. And I think his family lives here. It's the Silver Spoons.
Silver stuff.
Yes, exactly. That's what I said.
Silver stocks.
Thank you.
That's what I said. So we need to go. I would like to go there if you want to come. That's the more the merrier. But if you have other things to
Do you
do, I
know where
understand.
this estate is?
No, we can ask around.
I will join you.
The more the merrier.
Well, stealing is dishonest. But I do ask, by what means would you like to return it?
I have
Well,
spells.
it depends on how cooperative he is.
Cooperation is key in these circumstances.
Indeed. And if he doesn't cooperate,
We will have a nice word with him.
exactly.
Invoke the word of the goddess,
Is
who
that
values trust and truth and honesty.
the word? Is that what happened yesterday? Was that the word of the goddess?
One of them.
Then we'll have a word with the goddess.
All right. Well, let's see what we can find.
So, how are you searching? What are you doing?
So, I got the impression that he's a rather wealthy family, yeah? Okay. I'll start looking, I'll start asking about, seeing if there's anyone who recognizes the name Silverstock.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for your asking around it.
Can I give the help action?
Sure.
Because I would
Yeah,
also be...
you're helping.
By the way,
Beautiful.
if we are going to be traveling through the city, I put a little bit of like a bandana over my horns to try to make myself look less
Standy outing.
standy outy.
You do your best. Your horns are a bit over large for a bandana, so there's like little pointy bits.
That's okay.
But you do your best. And
They're earrings.
They're earrings.
what's your roll?
21.
21. So, it's good asking around. One of the people in the tavern actually was just like, the Silver Stocks. It's a dwarf. Doesn't look like he's a member of an expedition. He's just kind of maybe a worker or a merchant, caravaneer. One of the guys who just makes his living in and around the city. Silver Stocks have an estate up in the Ritzy district. They run a little bit of a mining venture. They have some land out in the mountains. It's long silver line. Very wealthy. Very pretty.
What do they mine?
Silver. That's what he just said.
They do mine silver. They branched out into other metals, and they kind of just expanded out to coinage metals, rare stuff, iron, getting into weaponsmithing. But for the most part, they've made their money off of silver,
Huh.
and have just kind of done the rich person thing and reinforced their dominance over that corner of the market.
Capitalists. Yes.
What's that? I'm sorry, I don't know about economic systems.
Oh, I don't either. I just thought the word sounded nice.
Interesting. Well, If that's all the questions you'll be asking of this particular NPC, he's gonna go get drunk at 10 a.m.
That sounds about right for a dwarf.
Sounds like a good day.
Aye. And he gives you vague directions towards the Ritzy district. As I assume you're just kind of gonna go to their front door.
Yep.
So, you kind of travel across the city. You start in the more like merchanty, just every person district, where a lot of the trade happens and a lot of the people who work and live in the city operate. And then you effectively go, it's a walled city, so it's just kind of sectioned off like a gated portion where it looks like there's some manner of, it's not aristocracy per se. The city of Harrington is relatively new, founded about 80 years ago, but it's gotten very large very quickly due to all the resources and wealth that are present here, and nowhere is more apparent the wealth of the city than in this district, where the houses are kind of spaced out. It's more like a manor district than any sort of like suburb, where there's like kind of large lots and very ornate houses next to like some blocks of like little ritzy apartments for the very successful merchants or kind of the people who work for this oligarchical aristocracy that operates here. And it's pretty easy to locate the Silverstock estate because they have a big bucking gate with the name Silverstock kind of emblazoned in the silver, very ornate writing in it as a closed kind of wrought iron gate.
This is a friend of yours. It
all
seems excessive.
I wouldn't call him a friend.
There is a guard kind of office, little outpost gazebo type of thing where two looks like mercenary folks in just leather armor with some crossbows are sitting there drinking some medieval coffee and looking around as you
So
approach.
beer.
No, just really strong tea.
Ah.
Really, really strong bitter tea.
love
As they're just kind of
strong
sipping
tea.
it, one of them has his legs propped up on a little wooden table. And as you approach, one of them kind of stands up, the other still just in the distance like,
I'll walk right up to him.
Halt! State your business, travelers. Do you have an appointment?
I don't have an appointment, I'm sorry, but I was hoping to talk to someone in the Silverstocks.
Well, fortunately the Silverstocks are a very busy family, he kind of adjusts his
I
leather
figured,
armor.
but you see, I had a run-in with Joel Silverstock, and he told me to meet him here.
Well, if he told you to meet him here, then he would have given you a mark of the family's permission to interact.
Well, please, sir, we are from the expedition. We are coming to collect their generous donation.
Well, then make sure you collect such donation through proper channels. As pulls out a little clipboard. I have no note of any expected donation collection expeditions to be coming towards our door today. Is that all?
Sorry about my brother. He managed to leave the mark back at the college that him and Joel studied at together.
Well then, come back with it, and we'll let you in.
It's weeks away.
That's not my problem.
But I feel like Joel might be a little angry with you, and seeing the temper on him, I don't want to get you in trouble at all.
That's his right. I don't work for Joel, but for his parents.
That is a very respectable position.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Well, is that all?
Shit.
How
Well, may I share a drink with you this early in the morning?
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to drink recreationally while on the clock. His
Even-
friend behind him is just like,
But who would tell on you?
that asshole.
I really
You
don't think
sure?
will.
He looks at his friend. His friend nods. It's like, yeah, I'm sure.
How important is this?
Let's go take a walk real fast.
Yeah.
Have fun. He goes back to his little guard post, and him and the other dudes start kind of like whispering to each other.
Thank you.
You go on a walk.
Wow, he's a little bit more of a hard ass than I thought he'd be.
Right? Guess we should have expected that.
Shit.
Them pompous pricks.
What is the gate like
So
around this estate?
basically, around the estate there is a wrought iron gate, kind of fence. So it's like those like it's about 12 feet tall, got very spiky tops, made out of this black metal. And the space between the gate is about 6 inches.
How tall is it?
Bar to bar, 12 feet tall.
I cast detect magic on it.
Please roll.
No,
investigation.
well,
As
okay.
you cast detect magic, and you begin to kind of see the glows of various spells and the magic in the air. And investigation is to determine what exactly you actually are able to discern
Okay.
from the whole thing.
18.
So, on the gate, you see a very faint shimmer of magic on it. And as you focus over the next couple seconds, you see that it's leaking a very faint shimmer of both abjuration and evocation magic
Ooh,
on it.
fun.
And as you kind of look in the distance, as you kind of are leaving the gate, you can see that the gate has a different color and intensity. It's a bit brighter and a bit more complex.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the fence just has this faint shimmer of abjuration and evocation magic to it. It looks like it has some sort of ward. A faint, nothing terribly impressive, but it is a warded fence.
This fence is lightly warded.
Huh. Well,
That's not.
The ward is attached to the physicality of the bars.
The ward is attached to the physicality of the bars.
so I don't know what we can do now.
I don't either.
Well, I probably cannot climb the fence, and if they will not share a drink with me, poison is out of the question.
Poison was in the question?
Well, of course. Nothing lethal.
Okay.
Maybe we should
I
come
can
regroup.
try to reason.
See, I don't think they'll listen to reason. I think they have their own code.
Well, I could get on top of a building a little ways away and shoot a crossbow bolt, not at them, but near enough where they will notice and investigate. That might leave the gate open.
There's still the problem of all the words on the gates.
Well, I imagine there is some mechanism of opening the gates at the guard post.
Are there any birds in the area?
There's the occasional seagull and various other coastal birds, as this is a very coastal city.
Can I attract one to me?
Rolling.
Okay. That was not a roll. 18.
8. You successfully attract a seagull as it kind of squawks over and kind of investigates. He's kind of like the promise of little breadcrumbs or something. As it comes.
Hello.
No, I can only do raven noises.
One sec. I cast Speak with Animals on myself.
I want bread.
Bread?
It wants bread. I want bread. I'm a bird. I like
Can I
bread.
take out some bread?
Do you speak with animals?
Do you relay he wants bread?
We can give you some bread if you do something for us.
It depends. My memory is about 30 seconds. I like bread.
30 seconds. Could you fly over the gate of that house there and back to us?
Okay, but you must give me bread.
Please grab me some bread.
Okay, see bread? I go.
Oh god, I hope it
He
doesn't
flies
die.
over the gate and kind of circles the air, and there's this little kind of dirt road towards the manor proper. Circles around. Nothing really adverse happens to him as the guards just kind of watch this bird, and then watch him fly back, and then it comes back. I flew. I went. I go'd. Bread, please.
Here you go.
And he kind of pecks at your hand, gobbling up these breadcrumbs. It seems like this is a very person-familiar bird. Okay, more bread. I do
I am
tasks.
also a person familiar.
Question.
Can you ask him to touch the fence?
I'd rather not see him
Not yet.
zap. I do like animals a lot.
I like animals a lot too. Tastes
Oh.
delicious, some of them.
Question. Can we get him to fly into the guard post? Inside of the room?
A little gazebo. It's not so much a room as it is a roof with 4 posts.
Okay. Fly in there and create a little commotion. See if you can get a glimpse if there's any mark.
Could you look inside and find are there any marks of crest of the silver stock family on the gate?
On the gate?
Yeah. No, I'm asking DM.
So there's their name above the gate.
Yeah.
But other than that, there does not appear to
There's
be
not going to
any
be
kind of-
the mark isn't going to be broadly displayed.
Yeah.
That
I mean, there's nothing you can see out of the ordinary from the distance that you're at on the gate. It just looks like a nice wrought iron gate with some nice curving to it. It's got some nice hinges. It's very, very locked.
Okay.
Um,
Could you look in the gazebo over there and see if there's any tokens or anything that you could grab? Any tokens or things with pretty pictures on them?
Thievery. Bread, though. I get bread. I get bread for my thievery.
You get bread.
I'm a privateer. And he flies off.
I convey.
He flies off towards the guard post. Please roll stealth, just to kind of control how obvious you are that you're sending this bird towards these guards.
Deception?
Nope, stealth.
Okay.
It's like you have a bird, it's talking to you, and then it leaves you and goes harass guards. How noticeable is that?
8.
Very.
Delightful. So, the guards are kind of still whispering to themselves, and then one of them looks up at the bird just arrowing towards them, and he's just like, oh, son of a... And the other one's just like, what? Just in time to get smacked in the face by one of this seagull's wings as it just starts flapping around, squawking. Kind of imagine that scene in Finding Nemo where the pelican is just flapping around the dentist's office.
Yeah.
As they start, like, swatting around. And he's just like, and I'm gonna roll attack for ye old pelicani. Oh, and guards. Okay. One of the guards actually takes out this little kind of like nightsticky thing and smacks the bird out of the air and kills it.
Oh.
Oh no.
And he's just like, what the fuck?
Are they looking over at us?
No, they haven't noticed you.
You should have had to touch the gate.
I go and I touch the gate.
The gate or the fence?
The fence.
The
I
gate
go and
is right next to the guard.
I go and as I'm like kind of take a stroll against the fence,
Okay.
and I at one point act like I see something and kind of lean up against the fence and I brush my hand against it.
Please make a strength check as you encounter this kind of invisible resistive force. It's like the air suddenly gets much, much thicker and slipperier as you get closer to the gate.
Okay, strength.
Yes. So you kind of push past this resistance and kind of make contact with one of the metal bars directly. Please roll a Constitution save.
13.
It zaps you. You take 4 lightning damage and are stunned for 1 round. All of your kind of joints will lock up, and you're kind of like it's like locked open as if this current just jolted through you, and you are stunned for a round. And then that stun effect wears off.
I go, ow.
Okay.
Lawsuit? That doesn't seem like that's very safe.
Lawsuit. That's the name of my weapon. Lawsuit.
I actually have a plan. Come with me.
Okay.
I walk angrily up to the guard post with her in tow.
Dude, did you just... There was this bird that attacked us out of nowhere.
Well, you weren't paying attention. My friend walked up to the gate and she got hurt on it. What the hell are you doing here?
Well, trying to prevent people from going to the gate.
Well, then why aren't you doing your job?
Well, because she was going to the fence.
We're gonna go around and tell everyone that the Silverstalks are hurting random people in the streets.
By people that go up to their fence and punch the fence?
She accidentally brushed against it just walking around. She tripped on some cobblestone outside your gate.
Well, cobblestone is up to the gate where we were, and there's grass around the fence. So please roll a deception check.
I can do that. That is a 17.
Excellent. The other one, the one that hasn't been the talky one that was sipping the very strong tea, kind of was like, dude, just can you chill out for a second? Are you okay? Come here. And kind of like
While they're
stands
doing this, can I slip some poison into his drink?
up. He stands up. Please roll a sleight of hand check. I'm going to say with disadvantage since this is very blatant. And he kind of like goes up. It's like, are you okay, ma'am?
That's still an 18.
My hand really hurts,
Okay, well,
and I can't move my fingers.
it doesn't look like it's any going to be permanent damage. The wards on this fence are very temporary, kind of meant to deter kind of unwanted investigations. Just make sure you keep your distance from gates and all the fences in this district. These people tend to be very prickly. about investigating
I'm so
property.
sorry. I'm from out of town. I just.
Well, I can recommend you to a good free clinic just to see if there's any lasting damage, but make sure you stay safe. Okay?
What if I have carpal tunnel?
I don't know what that is. I don't know medical science. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
it's
just generically compatible.
it's when you go. It's if I go into a tunnel, I will.
Well,
Enter a carpool?
Stay out of caves, I think, then, is the best solution for that. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do with respect to your friend's grievances, but, well, I do apologize for any harm she might have come to.
You're so nice. Thank you so much.
Yes, we have this routine. Good guard, bad guard.
Oh.
Anyways, I'm sorry there's nothing we can do for your friend's grievance, but if you do find it that you must submit a very negative fantasy Yelp review for this estate, also known as talking shit, then that is well within your right, but do know that the Silverstocks do not take kindly to those who involve themselves with your business. So for your own safety, I would recommend you avoid such courses of action. He sips his tea.
Throughout this whole conversation, I would like to be looking around this pavilion.
Investigation check.
Yep.
What poison did you put in the dude's drink?
What are my options? Do you know? Because could I just do like something like general, like a sleeping thing or
Roll a
something
nature
like?
check
Sleeping
to see what
drought.
poisons. Generic advantage nature check to see what poisons you have in your pouch.
That's going to be, you said a nature, which is
Nature,
intelligence. That's
yeah.
going to be a 13.
So currently you have 3 poisons
Okay.
total. One poison is like kind of a damaging, a little bit corrosive wounding agent that you typically use on your sword.
Mhm.
That gives you currently is like
Mhm.
you don't have all of your resources and you haven't really been focusing on the poison. But
Mhm.
currently, what you have in stock is a con save to avert. Actually, a con save for half versus an extra D8 of poison damage on a weapon. And
Okay.
since you're a poisoner, you can apply that as a bonus action. And you make a habit of having enough of that in hand.
Mhm.
You have ability to kind of craft and collect more complex poisons, but that's hard to do, expensive, and time consuming. Another poison is just kind of a generic loosener. It causes the poisoned condition versus a con save.
Okay.
And then lastly is a roll a d20. Let's see what kind of poisons you can.
11.
11 is nothing too special, but it's kind of like a mental agent. It causes very short-lived kind of hallucinations. So it'll be a con save versus kind of having their whole sensory shit a little bit fucked
Mushrooms.
over.
It's
LSD.
LSD.
You have
Shrooms
some,
the
you have
natural
some-
version of it.
Ah, good.
Some natural, very diluted, short-acting LSD as your poisonous kit, because why not?
So I've never had alcohol, but I've also never had LSD.
Let's do the LSD one.
Yeah, I would assume as much. So what is Wisdom save DC?
Save DC is 14.
Constitution saving throw. Nice. So he sips it and kind of like grimaces a little, but kind of puts it down. If you're going to be going about doing shenanigans and, spreading any bad word, I'll tell you 2 things. First, watch yourself. Second of all, most people already know. Silverstocks aren't exactly known for being nice.
Oh.
Have a nice day.
I had a 15 on the investigation to look around for.
Excellent. So the main thing you notice,
I'm looking specifically for the mark, if there is anything.
there's a little pull bell that the guards have like next to their station. That just it's like this little dinner bell sized thing that has a little string attached to it. And then they, other than that, just have some papers and have like one of them has a speaking horn. And that's kind of it. Other than that, it's just kind of their equipment.
Think we should take a walk again and head on out for now.
Yes, I think a walk would be good for my carpal tunnel.
Avoid caves, remember.
I want
Thank
to
you
pull
for
the
your
bell.
advice.
You want to fool with the bell?
I want to pull the bell.
So as you go to pull the bell, the more restive guard puts himself between you and the bell and is just like, please don't touch that.
Why not?
It's how we communicate with the guard station, and if it's pulled and, we don't talk to them properly, they'll send out more guards, and we will have to forcibly remove you from the premises, because while the gate starts there, Silverstock property starts there, and he points to the edge of the driveway about 20 feet behind you.
Interesting.
Alright, I think it's time for us to go take a walk.
Sounds good.
He's just looking at you.
Ow.
The more restive guard.
We'll take care of that.
Thank
it seems
you.
like the
I'm very
Silverstocks
dainty.
are. It seems like the Silverstocks are not a amicable folk.
That's disappointing. I'm just a simple nun.
So, you kind of retreat for now. It is about lunchtime at this point, given all the walking that you've been doing. English words in order. What do you do?
I just thought of something that is a little too late to do.
Can I just sit on the building across the street, like the roof of the building, and just
So,
watch the guard?
In the Manor District,
Okay,
there's
there
not
isn't
so
really.
much a building across the way. There might be some like.
Where were we communicating with the bird?
Hmm?
Where were we communicating with the bird?
Halfway around the estate, kind of
Okay.
out of sight from the guard post near the fence line, just along the road.
It looked like they had a page of just like people who were coming to visit, right?
Yeah, one of them on his person had a little clipboard of like scheduled deliveries or appointments or whatever.
Did it look like he put it down before,
No.
like when he wasn't talking to us?
He kind of has it either in his lap or under one arm. He takes his job very seriously.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Could I have picked up the bird?
Yes, you could have picked up the dead bird from the floor.
Yeah, I pick it up and say, oh, this poor little creature. Ow, my hand. I'll take it out.
You have a dead seagull.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Should I be concerned?
I have one last thought.
Is this concerning to you?
I want to have us walk around a corner, and then I want to peek around and wait for the guard to set the clipboard on his lap.
Roll a 20 for geometry and it being in your favor.
18.
Sweet. So yes, there's some hedges nearby, and he places the clipboard kind of on his lap, leans back, takes his illicit, very very bitter tea.
You're probably sneakier than I am. Want to go read that? I can make you invisible for a minute.
I will do that.
For
I
a while.
also had the idea, could you not cast that catapult spell on the clipboard?
Passive versus active.
Huh. Let's try mine first, and if that
Alright.
doesn't work,
Of course.
because he's not holding it right now.
This is true. Okay.
I
I will
would-
go.
I would also like to say that as penance for the bird's death, I place a small piece of bread inside of its mouth, and then I set it on the yard very gently and put a couple pieces of grass over it.
Roll religion.
I also do a small Kothrum's blessing on it.
Roll religion. Actually, no. You just that's what you do.
It's what I do.
You do things.
It's what I do.
Stuff
Seven.
is 7. You so do, and you feel slightly better having kind of performed this ritual.
So, want to try this out?
Alright, so let us go.
Invisibility.
Sweet. I assume you walk over and kind of advantage stealth, please.
Okay.
It's one number. How hard can
Yeah, well, I have to add proficiency, I have to add expertise, I have
two.
okay, so 4, so... Why am I so bad at math? It's like a 24.
So you prowl on over to the guard's little gazebo and are able to peek over his shoulder at his little daily appointments clipboard.
Mhm.
It looks like they are scheduled for 2 deliveries later in the day. It looks like they've already received 1 of just like it basically lists name of representative, time, and a quick blurb about what it is. One's just a delivery of generic like groceries,
Okay.
and the other is like a clothing order. And those are the 2 scheduled things that are remaining in the day.
Okay.
You prowl on back.
How also, can I just look at how the other guard is doing, the one I made take the LSD?
Oh yeah, it looks like he is able to shrug off its effects. It looks like he passed the con save.
Okay.
He's kind of his eyes are a little like spacey. He's just like
He's a little high.
This is a strange day.
Alright,
Regardless.
I go back and relay this information.
So my first thought is, if that group, the food, you said food and clothing,
Yes.
if they're making the delivery, they probably have the mark on them.
Not necessarily.
That was my thought, though.
The mark would probably be on the caravan somewhere. They probably have it. So if we go in there and get the mark from them, I can recreate it.
Are you suggesting we ambush the caravan beforehand, or are we...
Yeah.
Wait.
before-
Okay.
How long is the delivery scheduled for?
The next delivery is scheduled to arrive sometime between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m.
And
it's
that's-
currently about noonish.
And that's
Oh, okay.
groceries.
And those are groceries.
And then clothing is later.
around like 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. ish.
Maybe there will be a changing of the guard. Maybe the guards do not work 24/7. They will have to be
These
replaced.
are
At
my
some
guard constructs.
point. They will have to be replaced at some point.
Yeah. Well, we definitely want to go. If we ever go back, we definitely want to go when there's different guards there, because they recognize
That's
us.
true, but also if the guards are coming and changing, we could maybe write our names on the list.
Perhaps. However, if the other guards are as fun as that one, they're probably going to keep a very close watch on the list.
This is true.
So I think it's a better idea that if we get that mark from the caravan or whatever's coming, we can go from there. Yeah?
Does that catapult spell work on people?
No,
That's disappointing.
it is.
Very light objects.
There is one thing that we can do, but it's not recommended in most cases.
No.
What is this?
Death.
It only works on me, but it's not a fun time. Do you want to explain?
We can get into that if we ever do it. I don't recommend it right now.
I don't either. I don't
So-
think it'll be a fun time.
So what's the plan?
I say we ambush the caravan.
Why don't we just...
Well, maybe not ambush it, but same thing. Yeah, we want to hijack the caravan.
Or we could just steal the mark.
That's what I meant. That's what I was saying.
You said hijack.
Like it's same difference.
No.
I don't mean we take over the caravan. I
That's
mean
what hijack means!
Hijack with Highburn.
we want to take from the caravan.
Yes.
Stealing.
So, Rob,
Stealing is the word.
Stealing is dishonest.
we'll give it back.
No, I just need a look at the. I just need a look at that symbol, at the mark, what it is, and then I can recreate it.
Did you see who the representative was?
Or was it
The
just-
name.
The
The
name?
head name.
Shit. Let's see. We'll call him Bensworth. Was the groceries one, and if you really, really want the clothings one, then we'll get there when we get there. Bensworth.
The name was something like Bensworth.
Bensworth.
Yeah.
How many more times can we say?
Bensworth.
Okay, good.
No.
Okay. Well, is there like a market district?
Yes, there is like a market.
Okay, then let's go there.
You go to like the market district.
We go to that like market district.
You go.
And,
It's a market district. It's like a permanent farmer's market. That's great.
Exactly.
Is there a Bensworth stall?
Investigation to find Bensworth.
Roll.
I'll take the help.
I'll help.
I guess I will also investigate.
I mean, do you? Or are you
14.
along for the ride?
I think I'm along for the ride.
No, I got it. That's a double crit.
Yikes.
Oh.
Great. So
You find his great grandson.
it looks like Bensworth's is a very small boutique food supplier
Oh, yes.
that doesn't really have a stall here. They just have like a booth where you can make requests, and it is ruinously expensive. This booth is
How long has it been since we left the manor?
probably about an hour.
Damn.
So it's about 1 p.m. currently, and that groceries delivery is scheduled to arrive between 2 and 3.
Wanna turn invisible again?
Or I
Is
could
this-
ask if I could pose as a caravan guard. Because that's my job.
That
Most of
works
the time,
too.
people don't need guards to take an hour cart ride through the city.
I could say there is some threat.
Yeah, like a bunch of assholes sending birds
Like
to
a-
die
like
in
a-
a guard booth. That's a threat.
I paid my penance.
I was just thinking you could run in, take the metal, bring it back, we sketch it down, and then...
Well, this is just the booth. This does not seem to be where they're shipping
There's
from.
not really
This
space
is
for
just
storage.
the.
It's like a front. It's not a front,
Yeah.
but it is the storefront.
I will simply go and ask where their main location is.
What a smart man.
Yeah.
As you go up, there's a very kind of like prim and proper looking elf with kind of like cropped back hair, and there's just this incredibly horrifically pretentious look in his eyes as you approach. It's just like, oh
Maybe no.
yes, what can we do for you here at whatever the fuck I named this shit?
Bensworth.
Bensworth.
Bensworth's. Yes. Would you like to schedule a delivery?
Yes, but I did have a question though, because I would need this delivery. It might take some time. I was wondering where your main location is to ensure that the delivery will arrive on time. Where do you ship from?
We have a variety of freshly sourced foodstuffs harvested from the farms outside the city, or in livestock's case, in private herds maintained in the nearby grazing lands.
Ah, yes, I have heard of this free range stuff before.
Yes, this is the new thing. We have to avoid these GMOs.
I've never heard of such things. Is this a magical thing?
Good stuff magically originated.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. These GMOs, I have heard of such things.
It's only free range
Yes.
creatures from
None
of the good magical origination.
this non magical growing. I appreciate that in my food. You see,
I should have gone for growing. Yes, that would have been a better deal.
But so okay. So if we were, I am a simple servant from the Manor District, and I was.
What district?
What was the bougie district called?
Aristocracy.
It's just Manor District.
The Manor
Sorry,
District.
I fucked up the
Yeah.
pronunciation in my auditory processing, and I heard Manor District.
Ah, yes, the little district.
Yes,
That's how the bougie people pronounce Manor.
Yes, it's like the dressage.
Yes. I am a simple servant from the Manor District, and I was.
What's your family?
I work for the Silver Stocks.
Roll deception.
Yes.
Disadvantage.
Yes, that is fair. Ooh, not great. Deception. That is a solid 7. Boom.
Something about your warlike attire and overall shifty appearance leads me to believe that you are attempting to deceive me.
Well, you see, I was originally a caravan guard. This is why my attire is this way.
So you're saying the
You
Silverstocks
profiling?
have suddenly decided to no longer outfit their employees in the customary uniform?
I apologize. It is my first day.
It might be your last.
It probably will be. They do not take kindly to my kind.
Well, then I do not see what business you have with me.
Well, the silver stocks will be very disappointed.
Well, they can register a complaint.
Of course.
We can handle it. Our business is robust. He stares off into the distance at the pride. Business.
All right. Well,
A tear rolls down.
Ah.
have a good day.
Business.
We will
Walk off.
We will be needing that invisibility.
Woo! No! I'm so sorry.
No,
Every time I
really?
laugh, that thing hits red.
Take a walk with me. I take him into an alleyway.
And kill him? What the fuck?
No, we weren't at the stand with
I know,
him.
but like
Yeah.
the friends.
So we can just go over to
So no, I take him over to the alleyway, and then I make him invisible,
Okay.
so he doesn't just disappear in the middle of the street.
I go back over and see if I can find any records.
Roll advantage stealth as you kind of like look over his paperwork. He has a booth with like kind of closed doors on either side, so there's no
25.
easy entrance, but you're able to slip past one of the doorways and kind of skulk about right behind this very close quarters, like you are right next to him, so you're fortunate that you're very stealthy. And it looks like a lot of the records that he keeps here are just records of orders and like ledgers and some accounting books and some blah 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 blah. Please roll investigation.
That's gonna be a 4.
So it's really kind of hard to tell of anything of note because all the stuff that's out is just order information, names, dates, places, locations, requests of delivery.
I don't find anything on
Manifests.
the silver stock or where it's coming from.
No.
No. Okay.
Can I cast message to Shadow?
Does it require you to be able to see him?
No.
Then go. Well, I mean,
'Cause he can
here's
do
the
it-
thing. He's been gone and he's invisible, so what reason would you have to message him?
Have you found anything yet?
Whisper in your ear.
And you can respond.
How do I reply?
You
Is
just
it
have to
telepathically?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's semi-
Pseudo telepathically. Only we can hear it.
All right. Then I have not been able to find anything yet. There's many ledgers, but there's nothing of use.
Okay. Did you find any? Look at one of those ledgers.
All right.
And look to see if there is a shipping from place. If it has a location, maybe even if it's just a title of a location.
Please roll an advantage investigation check, if that counts as kind of a help action.
16.
Excellent. So you see kind of a list of storehouses. It looks like they have some kind of distributed network where they collect various of the fresh produce and bring it back. However, This takes you a total of about 20 minutes of searching
Okay.
to kind of get through all of this. And so as we're leaving, please roll another advantage stealth check.
That's still a 16.
As you're leaving, he kind of like sniffs the air, but you manage to get out of the vicinity before he starts kind of actively searching for something.
He's allergic to cats.
Over those. So, yeah, it looks like he dealt with a couple customers over that point. So you have a location of about 3 separate storehouses and about 40 minutes until the delivery is scheduled to be made. In all likelihood, whatever cart this delivery is being made is already on the way.
All right, I relayed the information I found.
I'm assuming we can have a rough layout of the city.
Yeah, you have one.
Okay.
It is laid out.
What's
Cool.
the closest one to the Noble District?
That one.
That one.
Let's
Okay.
go there and then run along the path.
Hold on. Let's find a place where you said there's 3 that are roughly around the city. Generically around the city. Let's go and let's find a place where they find their routes, the most logical routes to the Silverstock Manor, and where is a good vantage point before we're visible to the Silverstock Manor that we can see any of them, or from roughly.
Both of you give me separate intelligence checks.
9.
Nice.
16.
So, it's kind of hard to pick which one is the most optimally placed to get to the merchant district, but between the two of you, you pick a location where you kind of see the last kind of curve and corner in the road before that's in sight of the Silverstock Manor, and you sit and wait. Everybody please roll athletics, because if you want to get there in time to have a chance to intercept it, you're going to have to hoof it.
Nat 20.
Yikes.
And you're still invisible, which is the ideal.
So,
We don't have to make it. You have to make it. Non-natural 1.
3.
10.
Sweet. So, you guys start kind of at a light jog as you exiting the merchant.
We're running super hard. We're just not good runners.
Market district. You guys exchange
Not so born sprinters.
attract some strange looks to the point where you are a little pretty winded by the time that you and your invisible companion reach that last intersection and wait for the cart to arrive. And it looks like it is a little behind, but it still is pulling up before your halfling friends get there. A single cart kind of comes rumbling along the road, drawn by a pair of donkeys with 2 people in kind of the driver's seat of this little kind of closed cart. It's like a cargo vehicle. It has a little front seat for the drivers and then a closed kind of box.
What direction are they coming?
Coming from the other parts of the city towards the manor district.
Can I get in the way of the cart?
You can sure walk into the middle of the road. Yes,
I
you
will.
can.
I'm gonna walk in the middle of the road.
What are you hoping to accomplish here?
Yeah, basically, I kind of want it to run into me.
Roll stealth. As if they see you, they would stop.
Insurance fraud.
Do you want me to chain stealth?
No, we're not changing.
No.
Sorry. Do you? Yes.
You got a nat 20 is what you
I
got.
did. I fell over.
So, you manage to kind of find a little bush, and as you just make like you're walking out, are you trying to look like you got hit, or are you trying to get hit?
I try to get hit.
Woohoo! So you step out just as like the first donkey is passing you. There's 2 donkeys next to each other, and you kind of trip on a thing, and you like fall half.
All in the name of
into
the Lord.
ground.
Wait, can I rage right before I do it?
Sure.
Woo!
And as you hit it, the cart kind of runs over your foot almost, and there's this big bump, and the donkeys scream, and you take some damage as you get run over by a cartwheel, which is like a lot of hurts.
Beefy.
It's a lot of hurts that this is doing to you. So pre-half for your convenience, because you did rage right beforehand. That's going to be about 12 damage. As it kind of runs over you and you kind of collapse on the ground. And one of the 2 dudes, it looks like one's more of like a kind of guard type of deal, and one's the driver. The driver like hops and it's like, oh my goodness, are you okay? Come here, Oh, you're so
Ow.
weird.
Ow.
Are you okay? Come here. Come
I
here.
see the
Kinda
light.
drags you out.
Lysandra, please.
No, it's just fine. It looks like you might have a couple broken, some bruises. You're intact. You're not bleeding. Are you okay?
Ow. Where am I?
While this is going on, can I just I'm still invisible, so can I kind of look around the carriage and see if I can see this?
Investigation.
17.
17. So you see that on the caravan guard's kind of chest piece, he has this, call it a little medallion that is
Okay.
embroidered with a kind of stylized script S and a mining pick through it that seems to be the silver symbol of the Silverstock family.
There's a lot of
And it's
S's there.
attached to the guard's
Is
kind of
it-
sash.
Is it like a necklace, or
No,
is it
it's like a
pin?
medallion attached to a little rope that he's tied to a little belt across his chest. It's also this kind of holster for his crossbow. Are you okay?
Oh.
And he's just kind of
It's
freaking
all
out
your
around you
fault.
and making sure you haven't gotten any broken bones and blah blah blah. He's just like, we'll set you up. My cousin's a nurse.
I don't.
It's gonna be fine.
I don't know if I can walk.
Oh well, just kind of stand up. It's okay. You can try it.
Ow,
Doesn't look
ow.
like anything's broken.
Ow.
What is the guard armored with?
Looks like some leather armor.
Would it be possible to grab the medallion, slip my dagger under it, and kick him off the carriage?
It's possible to try. Please roll to hit with advantage.
Oh no!
I'm not trying to stab him. I just want to cut the sash off and go.
It's less of a sash and more of are you cutting the sash from the medallion or the sash that the medallion is tied to?
What?
I can't say anything, but
Yeah.
Uh-huh. This is Dungeons and
So that's a
Dragons,
20 to hit.
baby. That hits most people. So are you grabbing the medallion and cutting the rope that the medallion's attached to, or are you cutting his strap that's the crossbow holder that's the
I want to cut the medallion off.
Okay. You successfully do so. Please roll advantage athletics check to see if you push him off this very small kind of two-person cart that he's sitting on.
That's going to be a 16.
16. Interesting. Roll for sure. He kind of falls half off, and since this counts as making an attack, your
Mhm.
invisibility does drop.
Yep.
So there's this big squawk of, what the fuck? As he kind of falls half off, you appear, and the caravaneer, the driver that's looking at you is just like, yo, wait, what? Please roll initiative. Just to
Okay,
see
fair
how
enough.
this goes. You two boys as
how
well.
far away
You're a
are we?
minute away.
I act as though I'm oh my god!
I mean, you kind of didn't see this coming a
I
little
didn't
bit.
see that it was coming.
So, that counts as your surprise round, as it were. So, 20 plus.
It's a spirit.
Oh fuck, I have to roll still. We're good. We're good. Okay. He's at that.
20.
15 plus. 20? 20? 20.
Am I technically an ally in range?
I'm not trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
15 plus.
But you're within 5
18.
feet, yeah.
18 is Maryland. And then we have...
Should I also?
Yes.
yes,
roll?
everybody
I'm
should
sorry.
be rolling.
I am not.
How dare you?
Oh, I'm raging.
She is raging.
5.
10 plus?
13.
Okay. We got... And 5 for
Oh boy.
your girl, Campbell. So the guard is up first and sees you and is just like, I don't know what he's like. What is he like?
Do you have the medallion?
Yes, you would have it in your hand. And he looks at you and he narrows his eyes and he says, thief. And he pulls out his little short sword and he kind of rights himself and stands up next to you on this driver's
Go
seat.
get him!
Does attempt to do a stab. He does have a 24 to hit.
That hits?
Yep. Short sword is a D8. And that is, with this attempted stab, 6 damage.
Okay.
That's more
And
than an attempt.
Yeah, he stabs me.
he does a decent stabbing. The stabbing does in fact happen to you. Yeah. He has a health and an AC that existed before this exact moment. And probably about that many. Okay, so that's his turn. Now it's your turn.
I just want to see if I can hit him with like the hilt of my rapier and just get him off of me. I don't want to kill the guy.
Roll to hit. Give me a -2 to hit because of the way that you're attacking.
That's going to be a... You said a -2 to hit, so that's going to be a 19.
That hits.
Jesus.
Damage.
Wow, you guys are so out of shape.
We're small.
Our legs don't carry us very
Both
far.
of us are
You
under
conquer
3
real
feet
good, but
tall.
it's not quite enough to make him register as bloody. But that's how it goes.
Excuse you. 3'2".
Yeah.
That's that. The boys are running. The driver's just like, yo, what? What?
Is the driver the one who's helping me?
Yes. What?
Oh God, protect me! Oh my God, no!
Unhand my driver, you roll persuasion. You fiend! He holds up this little like club that he has, a little nightstick.
Can we make athletics
It's
checks
the
to go a
it's
little
the
bit faster?
crop.
Yeah, sure.
10.
This is like the
No.
best defense is a good offense. And he runs up to the carriage.
15.
Good luck!
Okay, and yours?
3.
Great, you're falling behind.
Yeah.
Make one tally. Just somewhere on the paper. He runs up to you and tries to smack you with his little club.
Okay.
He got a nat 20.
So
and
that
he's
hits?
like, unhand my driver! And he smacks it down on your foot. Please make a dex save. You take 3 damage from
Okay.
the crit. He's not a combat dude. He's just trying to live his life.
You said a dex save?
A dexterity saving throw.
18?
You successfully maintain your footing and you're not knocked off this little carriage thingy. And that's the driver's turn. Candle!
Oh no.
What do you do? Keep in mind, you're robbing a caravan for some people that you just met to do things for
I
stuff
know.
that they told you
I
about.
hold my action,
Okay.
and I shout words of encouragement.
To who?
I say, you can do it!
Okay. Okay, good. Great. That's great. That's good. It's good. It's great.
Ooh, wait, question. Just for my sanity. Where are the donkeys in relationship to this combat?
Oh, they are still attached to the wagon, and they are being very restive, but they are well trained enough not to start running yet. But they are looking very freaked out, and their ears are flicking all over the place, and they're just like, making donkey noises as donkeys do.
As one does.
And you held your action.
I hold it for now.
I'm scared. For now. It's the guard's turn, and he's gonna make another weather attempt to do you a stabbing.
Don't like that.
He got a 7. It's your
Okay,
turn.
no stabbing for me.
As you dodge to the side, and he's just like, stay still, so I can deliver justice to your body.
Ugh.
That's his voice now.
Ugh, guard. Older.
Holder takes issue to your extra legal actions regarding my possession.
I smack him with the hilt again.
Oh no, what do you roll?
It was a 17 to
Holy
hit.
shit. That hits.
Alright, that's gonna be a total of 6 damage.
He is not done yet. He's looking a little dazed as you have smacked him real hard twice.
Yes, I don't want to kill him, I just want to get him off me.
Yeah, well, that's what she said. So, don't think about it.
I don't want to.
Yikes. So, it is someone else's turn. Boys, make an athletics check.
Crit.
Thank Jesus.
No.
Mark
7.
down, mark down 2 towers.
No.
He's almost out of sight. Your brother is.
How many tallies are we going for?
Let me know when you hit 5.
Okay.
So, driver's turn. He's trying to smack you with his club again.
Go, driver!
He got a nat 20 again.
What is this driver?
God!
I don't even care that you hit me with your carriage.
9 damage.
Yeah, he probably crit
To
you on
your
the carriage
shins.
too.
My
He's
shins!
just like,
Why are
"Get
monsters
off-
after my shins?
Get off my carriage! Whack!
My
Make another
carriages!
Dexterity save with disadvantage because you got crit twice in a row. About the legs.
Okay, that's still a 22.
Jesus shit fucking
I rolled a
Christ.
16 and a
You
19.
do a sick ass cartwheel as your legs are swept out from under you and you
Athletic.
land on one foot, the one that's not been besmackered by the club, and the guard looks at you and is just like, if I weren't trying to kill you, that would almost
I'd be
cool.
impressed.
Yes. No, sorry.
Too bad I have
his
to-
voice.
Too bad I have to stab you.
I have to do some murder.
Too bad it's justice
Due
time.
process is known as stab. And Candle.
Wait up, guys.
We're almost.
At this point, try to stand in my feet. I'm fine.
You are. You are
But
very fine.
I try to, stumble to my feet, and I go over and pull slightly on the reins of the donkey as support in order to try to get the donkey to kick in some direction.
What?
Roll
Oh no.
animal handling.
This donkey's gonna kill me.
Roll animal handling.
Yeah, we do all this and I just get kicked and go flying over the cart.
Roll animal
I'm
handling.
doing it. I'm sorry. Oh, I crit failed.
Actually, this is fun. This makes it fun. Make a dex save since you decided to pull on the reins.
Well,
You're in front of the donkey.
because
you pull on the reins. Roll a
I
dexterity
was
save
also
throw.
trying to just make it seem like I'm struggling
Oh yeah,
in
no,
the
it's a very
situation.
believable struggle. You struggle greatly.
You
I'm
are
making it
struggling.
right now.
In fact, you're actually struggling.
13.
You dive out of the way as these donkeys kick into high gear. Make a dex save as the cart begins to move. The driver dives to the side as well and successfully avoids it.
19.
And you stay on the guard.
I yell, "Run away!"
The guard is just like, oh shit, and falls off.
Perfect.
The cart is on the move.
You have the cart now.
I've got the cart and the sigil. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself when it's my next turn.
Sure are. It's the guard's turn. He's just like,
Are you okay?
he's on the ground, he's like winded, and he's just like,
Wow, you two were so brave.
he stands up. I am so fired. That's your turn. Shadow, it's your turn.
I Cure Wounds myself and try and get the donkeys under control.
Roll animal handling with disadvantage, because they're a bit panicked right now.
That's not a good rule.
And only one of them has reins in reach, because the other's reins have been pulled kind of out of range of the driver.
Here. What feat is animal handling? Wisdom. So that's still a 10.
That's still like, you can't control the donkeys. They're very panicked, and they start kind of swerving back and forth. It looks like it's going to get hard to stay on the
I just kind of start muttering to them in Druidic, trying to calm them down, but...
Duly noted. Boys.
17.
Tally.
12.
One tally.
Hey!
He's rounded a corner, your brother has. He is out of sight, but you know the route. He'll be fine.
I made the route.
Yeah, but you can't make the route, you know what I'm saying? So, this is the driver's turn. He turns to you and he's like, well,
We're gonna run all the
would you like an escort to the nurse's station? It's not my job to chase down the cart. He looks at the guard looks at him and he's like, fuck you.
Oh,
The cart is kind of up on one wheel as it rounds a corner like a chariot.
oh Lord, I feel so guilty. Let me see if I can go chase it down. I run.
Roll athletics!
Nice.
What's your move speed?
30.
Okay, donkeys do move a little bit faster.
I know, but I'm leaving them.
This is a fucking mood. I can't wait until you guys show up.
This one's so much differently than I could have ever thought it would.
I know.
Oh. I get a 22 on athletics.
So you're trying to hold on to the reins, Shadow.
Sure am.
As you're just like, okay, calm down, Marcus, calm down, Marcus. Just calm down, stop turning so much, and then suddenly Candles, and she's just like, hi, how you doing? As she's just pacing the cart. And that's your turn, is kind of a dash action to catch up to them, and you're next to the cart at full tilt sprint, and we'll pick up with you on your turn.
I say, halt.
The guard is just like, what the? Halt! As he also takes off and is not quite as fast. He's about 30 feet behind you guys, kind of like, stop that cart! What the fuck is happening? As there's several kind of passersby and like a very well-to-do lady in a hat with a basket kind of walking up and down as the cart just goes past. And then the guard's running, it's just like, evening. And she's just like, my word. Your turn, boys.
Do we hear this?
No, not quite.
Oh no. Oh no.
I missed the
Wow.
Wow.
It's
10.
Be gentle. No tally.
11.
No tally.
Oh.
Um,
Wow, this is not an easy
Sure.
roll then.
driver's just like, have fun, kids. Whew, I hope I'm not fired. It is now a chase.
Can I attempt to? Am I in line with the dog?
You are, well, you're in line with kind of the driver. You're pacing the cart.
Can I leap onto the cart?
You sure can.
Can
try.
I
Hold on.
assist with that?
How?
No, don't try to assist me.
How?
Okay. I would offer it on arm.
An arm is offered. Do you take it?
You would.
Sure.
Advantage athletics check. Go. If it
Wow,
goes
you're
wrong,
a
you both
helpful
fall.
thief. Okay.
Am I helpful thief?
Yeah, we are trying to maintain a ruse here, aren't we?
Think it's a little late for that
18.
now.
You barely are able to jump on, and as a consequence, the cart kind of tips to the other side for a hot second. Both of you make a dexterity saving throw.
12?
I don't know how to do math. 10.
You barely get on, and as the cart tilts to the other side, you almost fall off the other side, but he instinctively catches you, so you're dangling off of one side, and then the cart rebounces, and you're thrown onto the seat, and you're just... perception... Nice. It's a good nat 1 on perception for the guard. He doesn't see anything, he's just like, give him the what for!
I'll try!
And...
He's too strong for me!
It's his turn. Athletics check. He's almost catching up. You hear him huffing and puffing in the background like, I am not paid enough to sprint through the city. Your turn, Shadow.
I hand the thing to you, the pin to you, calm them down, and I want to jump off the cart and face the guard.
Give me an acrobatics check as you dive off.
Can I stow the medallion?
You stow the medallion.
19.
I just see Shadow dive kicking him.
No, you basically, instead of diving off the cart, you just jump straight up. As the donkeys go, and you kind of jump and you do a little flip in the air and land, kind of in a cat-like prowl in front of him. Then he says, he kind of stops and he's just like, what the fuck is this day turning to? And he levels his sword at you, but that's your turn.
Yep.
Boys! Athletics checks, please.
11.
No.
Crit!
2 tallies.
Yay! I'm almost caught up to you.
Almost, as you guys are both running. It's been about 30 seconds since the start of this whole kerfuffle. As you hear like some rumbling in the distance now. Driver,
Oh, fuck.
Candle, animal handling to calm donkeys.
I do so.
Please.
This is something.
Sure
Animal handling's gonna be a 19.
Ooh.
You successfully calmed the donkeys. Do you want them to stop or keep going at a sedate and achievable pace? Oh no!
I asked them to stop because I'm still a good Samaritan.
They do come to a halt. They're about 30 feet in front of, 45 feet in front of you. Farther down the road as they're like, whatever donkey noises make, but then they're frustrated and kind of tired. Anything else you'd like to do? You still have kind of a movement as your main action is calming down the donkeys.
I stumble off of the carriage, and if anyone is around who looks startled, I say, donate to your local church.
It looks like there's a couple like 7-year-olds in a yard being like, my parents says that donations are the way to achieve goodliness. They look
Your
at their massive
parents
manner.
are correct.
Okay, that's what they tell me too. Guard's turn. I have one question for you. In my real voice.
The guard.
Why the fuck are you robbing a grocery cart?
We have our reasons. If you turn around now, I can offer you a coin.
Who's we?
If you turn around now, I can offer you a coin. I will buy you a drink. We can go talk about this in the tavern.
Roll disadvantage persuasion.
The guy's just giving up.
I'm so...
Nat 1.
No! And he tries to stab you.
Fair.
He successfully fails to stab you as I don't believe a 10 hits.
No.
As he just like, I don't understand. stand you as you step to the side of his initial thrust. It's your turn.
Fine, no drink. I imagine like as he tries to like lunge at me, he drives past me and I just donk him in the head with the hilt of my rapier.
Roll to hit.
Wow,
hit.
this poor man has.
Oh,
head
I don't
injuries.
think that's a 12.
I've seen that trick before! As he keeps going and he narrowly misses him as he turns to you. His back is now to the cart. And you see down the road past a corner, that driver's kind of like watching like okay, $5. I'm no weird cat person, but...
What are these dollars you're talking about?
It's an informal currency. It's like
Okay.
the company script. Anyways,
18.
you successfully round the corner. You see the driver just kind of sitting on the side of the road, watching as your tabaxi friend and the guard are facing off in the middle of the road, and they're attracting a little bit of an audience from the nearby houses, as this is the middle of the day, broad daylight. The end of your movement gets you to the driver. They're about 60 feet away. What do you do?
12 for me.
You're still right behind.
Tally or no?
Hmm?
Tally or no?
No. But also that doesn't matter. Since you got there.
I
Unhand him, thief.
As you get off the cart and start walking, and the guard's just like, back up. I can do this.
You can do it.
I'm gonna pat the driver on the back and go like, what the hell's going on here?
Well, an invisible person tried to rob our cart right after this strange woman got hit by us. She must not have been watching, and really, it's turned into quite the spectacle. I'm kind of to start writing it down. It's very interesting. So, well, hopefully it doesn't get me fired, because if this delivery's big, like, whew. What are you doing?
Taking a stroll?
You look a little winded for taking a stroll. Is this new jogging practice that I hear is new fad?
I thought a little exercise might help
I think a little
get these
exercise.
bigger.
You
helps
are a
me
little exercise.
Get tired. That's what it helps me do. Well, pull up a seat. Welcome to the show. Unless you want to help, good Samaritan style. Help us catch the thief.
Sure.
Took some. I wasn't really watching. Go, kick some ass. You look like a capable sort.
1 second.
Not used to this exercise.
Actually, can I dash?
No, you
Okay.
used up your dash. Your little legs are at your normal move speed.
Cool.
You are walking, but at the end of this, you're kind of around the corner. You're about 90 feet away from things.
Okay.
At the end of your turn. Driver's just like, so,
Great.
I do have five gold pieces, 5 silver pieces. Good lord, I must be working on high fantasy terms. 5 silver pieces on the little tabaxi thief making off with our tabaxi. It's like, actually, I know the words of things. The cat person making off with whatever he stolen and kind of knocking out the guard. Care to take up on the pot?
Possibly. We'll see.
Are you betting on the guard?
Well, I'm going to help.
Oh, right. Well, no, make your bets now. You don't get to make your bets after
I'm
the
going to
fact.
keep talking to him and just stall him for a bit.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I get to where he is or
No,
no?
you're 30 feet
Okay.
behind. Candle.
How close am I to the conflict?
You're
About 30. You said about 30 feet away.
Yeah. And the guard's back is to you. But you're being watched by the town's children.
Yes, I go and I like step in front of them and I say, please, please, violence isn't the answer. Only sometimes.
What do you do?
And
How far am I away from the guard?
You are still in melee, so she has put herself in between the two of you, but you're about 5 feet away from them. You could very easily go around her, or attempt to go through her, I suppose.
Sure. I'll pretend to keep up the act. I'll pretend to punch Candle.
Are you pretending, or are you trying to punch her?
I will actually put some effort into it because I know she can take a hit.
Roll to
But
hit, unarmed, so I don't think you have proficiency.
no.
Plus strength.
Fucking 9.
Are you trying to dodge, or do you just kind of?
I
let
kind
this
of
weak
want to
ass
let.
punch-
I kind of want to let him punch me.
Performance check.
Cool. Oh no. I have
As the guard is kind of paused for a second and is taking a breather since he's a little beat up.
19.
You make a good show of it. You kind of stagger back a little bit.
I go, ah! And I faint in his arms.
The guard's arms?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I guess. Just kind of like drops the sword and catches you. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Oh.
I forget about the voice.
Snake? Snake!
No.
Oh, thank you, sir. Where am I?
And boys, your turns.
Well, I really should run over there. And I start running towards him.
You're towards TV boy.
Towards the.
Yeah, you hear your friend's voice in the back saying, "Running over there! Stop the thief!"
Should I roll deception?
I don't care anymore. You say things that you say, and the driver is watching amusedly. And yeah, Dylan, you catch up.
I catch up. I'm assuming I'm pretty winded at this
You're
point.
pretty winded at this point. You catch up to the driver.
Where'd my brother go? Oh, he's over there.
Have fun.
What? I don't want to get in this with that.
Pats the ground next to him.
I pop a squat next to him and I
Well,
say, I heard you got 5 silver on this?
5 silver in favor of the cat person making off with his stolen goods. Wanna?
The cat person. Now you see, it's looking like a 3 versus 1 there. I think that at the end of this, you'll have all your groceries back.
Well, no one's manning the cart. I should probably go get the cart. Thank you for reminding me.
I'll
He
take that
stands
5
up.
silver then.
He's walking off. He's just like, I have a job and no one's manning the cart. I need to go man the cart. It's good to meet you. Sorry. Forgot about employment. He walks off. You don't get it. That's your turn.
Yeah.
Candle. The driver's kind of walking towards you like, got to get the groceries.
I mean, currently I'm in the arms of the guard.
In the arms
of the guard. You're in my arms.
Oh, you're so strong.
Yeah, so you're just kind of there. You're like fainting. He's just like, he looks between you and the backseat, you and Shadow, and you and Shadow. What are you doing?
I look up and I go. I stand up and I go, in the name of my goddess, bad.
Bad.
I attack you.
Okay.
With your like fists or your big ass warhammer that's strapped to your back?
With my fist.
Bad kitty.
Okay.
You get a spray bottle.
Roll to hit, please. Welcome to a session
19.
that's happening.
19 hits.
What's my unarmed?
A D4.
D4, you're a
Good.
monk.
Monk.
I knew that. I don't know how to do words. 5 damage.
Okay. I'm still
You
fine.
get fucking smacked.
Yeah, I sure do.
Sure do. How you looking?
I'm still okay.
Okay. You smack him real good.
I'm at half.
Sweet. Guard's just like, yeah, take him out. I'll help you, but like, take him out.
Take him out.
Take him out. Guard's turn. He's gonna try to stab you.
Okay.
24.
Hits.
4 damage.
Okay.
Okay, it's your turn. You're faced with your party member and the guard.
Guard, make me a whiz save.
What against effective is do?
Toll of the Dead.
Jesus shit fucking Christ, he says. Got a 9.
He fails. Can I make this non-lethal? Can I just knock him out with this?
You can try.
Okay.
Please roll a wisdom check to do so. Spellcasting check.
Spellcasting check is a 19 plus 4.
Yeah, okay, you can make this non-lethal.
Fair enough.
Roll damage.
Toll the dying.
That's still bad!
5. She's still up.
No. As this kind of ominous wind rushes out from you, he's just like, oh, I don't feel it. My last words.
Can I catch him?
My
Roll a
God.
dex save to catch him. into your arms, and as he fades from consciousness, his eyelids flutter, and he's just like, the role reversal. Unconscious in your arms, and the driver's just like, I should have taken that bet with somebody, but no. And he's passing you guys on the way to the cart at this point.
You fiend!
That's his turn. Shadow's turn. You catch up to this whole...
I'm gonna run up and stand in front of the guard and say, "You should run, thief! Run!" And I draw my bow.
Please roll performance.
I can do that pretty well.
Fucking bard.
14.
Okay, you're giving a performance. You sure are giving a performance. Yeah.
Alright then. Start walking over.
You get within 30 feet. Just walking. That's your turn. The driver gets back onto the carriage and checks on the donkey. He's just like, okay, everything's intact. It's all fine. Candle. The guard is in your arms. Limp and unconscious.
I'm unconscious.
He's a Pokemon.
Unconscious! I look around at some... Who's the closest bystander to me?
The 4 kids just off in the 1 yard. And they're just like,
Here.
what are you going to do about the thief, lady? I'm a child and this is how I speak.
I gently lay the guard down on the floor.
That seems awfully cold-hearted.
I gently lay him on the floor and I stand up to stand between him and the guard and I say, if this is an assassination attempt, I won't let you do it.
Just like the stories that the guards tell me about. We had a traveling bard in here once. This all seems awfully dramatic. The guard is unconscious. Shadow, it's your turn.
I cast Spare the Dying on the guard and book it.
Yes, gone with you, thief! Please leave this place. Where are you going?
Away. Back down the street and just away. I'm gonna
You go somewhere else. We'll get
yeah.
back to you.
I mean,
I'm gonna point at sounds like, "You chase the thief."
He books it right past you, and you're just like,
I want to look over and just look at you like, I'm too tired for this. No.
you kind of sit down in the road. You're running off. It's your turn.
Here, come with me. I'll take care of your wounds. And I start walking you down the street.
The driver's just like, hey, I'll pick up old whatever his name is here. He's an unnamed NPC. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Old unnamey.
Yes, old unnamey. It's right next to Off-Screens McGee, the tavern is where he lives. He kind of picks up the guard and just kind of...
I'm old unnamey.
I limp very progressively.
And he's just like, well, no harm, no foul. Have a good, safe day. Thank you for your assistance. Thank goodness none of the merchandise was damaged. And he sets up the guard on the seat of the cart and resumes his journey. He's dedicated.
So,
In point.
You got all your groceries back.
Yes.
5 silver, yeah?
No. And he walks off in his little cart.
Irish.
well, let's start walking back. I say we head back to the tavern now. I say it to these two.
So where are you going?
Just gonna book it until I find like a crowded place, and then just kind of lose myself in the crowd for a
Okay.
bit.
Roll stealth, just generically for fun.
12 or 14.
Excellent. Yeah. You so lose yourself in the crowd. Where are you headed afterwards? As these 3 are headed towards the tavern.
I'll eventually head back to the tavern.
Okay, you get there. It takes you about an hour and a half of slow walking, limping for performance, and losing yourself in the crowd. And eventually, you get back up to the tavern. It's about mid-afternoon.
Did we at least get the sight of the mark?
He pulls
you
out
mean
the
this?
mark that she has.
Let's go to a rumor fest.
Pay for a room.
So, I have a quick question. What the fuck
Why?
just happened?
Who got the mark?
Shadow and Candle work well together.
You two are scary. You are a distinct fellow.
You should probably stay low and not come back to.
It's almost like I should go on an expedition for a while away from here and never come back.
I think the four of us should probably all go on this expedition, and maybe we put off the journal until tensions are lowered. Because that was a lot.
So, did we get this for nothing?
No, we can use it later.
Effectively.
A cart ran over my foot.
We can use it when we get back.
Well, I thought you people were going to get on the cart with the man because he had no guard. Seeing as I ran away, you had the symbol in your possession.
Yes, we did.
And so another day comes to a close.
Wow!
No, the point is we go back. We go back there, and now we have a mark to go in by.
Roll an intelligence check, since you're the one who is very invested in this and you're kind of thinking through plans.
Intelligence is going to be a 14.
Given your quick read on the guard and the situation and the way that the townsfolk were kind of treating it as they were watching this whole altercation, you get the impression that the cart is gonna arrive at the gate, or already has. At which point the driver will have to explain why he doesn't have a mark and he has a unconscious guard next to him. At which point he will also mention that he was robbed by a cat person. Likely the same guards that are there will realize that a cat person and 3 other strange people were bothering them recently, and might sound some sort of alarm, and may or may not call city guards investigation into the matter.
Hey,
There is a certain amount of heat, shall
Yeah.
we say.
Okay, so first off, next time when I say we need to get sight of the symbol, we don't need to take it and start the whole fight in the middle of everywhere.
A direct approach is always fun, though.
I figured that since you had the mark in your possession, you would simply get on the grocery cart and go. I thought that was a logical assumption. He
No,
had no
because-
guard, you offer yourself as a guard service.
The guard,
well,
the
Everything's
guard up there
happened.
would recognize us. Is the problem?
Well, I have this one necklace
And
now.
the driver would vouch for you.
yes. But everything's happened. Everything that's happened has happened. So, what I say is, we disguise you. I pull out my disguise kit.
Roll a d20.
12.
Your various makeups, wigs, and hair dyes are not necessarily calibrated to alter the appearance of the cat person. As, like, most makeup won't work on a furry face, and a wig is somewhat redundant.
Could we possibly dye your fur just to make you look like a normal leopard?
Oh,
That is an insult to my culture.
No, we just put a cloak over him.
I'm already wearing a cloak.
Exactly.
Well, let's take
Double cloak.
Let's take that one.
Well, I will point
Get
out
you
that
a different one.
You just put a cloak over the front of me now?
like a veil. Are you getting married?
No.
That's okay.
So, is there anything else you guys would like to do on this day? Mika would like to get a new party.
I do not blame you.
So we'll get the journal later. We have a mark now, so we can come back once things have calmed down.
When's the plan to come back, though? Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, but now we might be criminals.
Why not tomorrow cast another invisibility on me? I can forge names on the ledger and you have the mark.
Oh.
Seeing as I thought this plan was going to work flawlessly and it did not, so now I will actually tell you my plan verbally so it does not have this altercation.
We'll have fake names and I can disguise the two of us.
I have heard of fake names for halflings, like, there's a Bandabras name that is made up. We can just use that or something.
Sounds like a good plan. I want a drink.
Let's do that.
So, another day comes to a close as you guys kind of have a more quiet evening, mulling over plans. The next morning dawns, and what's the approach? What's the vibe, folks?
So, I think we disguise you, or we make you invisible. We disguise the
Does
two of
one
us.
of you have a magical spell to disguise?
No.
No. Okay.
I think I should probably sit this one out. I am red
Yes, you are.
with envy
And skin.
and skin. And I'm blonde.
All
Oh.
very distinctive traits.
Well, I think we disguise ourselves and we change our
Alright.
voices for this.
Okay, I suppose I can do that.
I'm gonna use the disguise kit on both of us.
Please roll. Are you proficient in it?
Yes.
Check plus proficiency.
Is there any skill with it?
Nope. That's not how tools work. I've recently realized.
Crit.
Ooh.
So, you are very different halflings. You are now like distant cousins, and one of you is much older, and blah 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 blah. And come up with fake names on your own time, and we'll do those. And you have the fake names, and you cast invisibility on Shadow.
Yep. Invisibility on you.
You make your way back towards the Manor District. How soon do you cast this ability? When do you cast it?
We should start walking towards there. You keep your head down. Hide anything exposed.
Yes.
And once we get close, before we get to the Manor District, I will make you invisible.
Should be noted, I am in the vicinity, but
Okay.
I am not traveling with them.
Okay, so you're just kind of being in the area.
If there are any children, I like talk to them about Lysandra.
Yeah, okay, this tracks very much, and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of wandering around the Manor
I'll be
District,
the older looking one.
being yourself,
Being
and it's
myself.
Sounds good.
delightful.
Yeah.
So, Shadow, as
Yes.
you approach and kind of are walking through, sort of in the company with these two, please roll stealth.
16.
Beautiful. So you notice that there's a certain kind of more purposeful guards kind of walking around, but nothing too out of the ordinary. And then you get to the Manor District and you get cast invisibility upon. What time of day are you trying to arrive?
Mid-evening after lunch.
Sure.
Mid-afternoon, not mid-evening.
So maybe pick a different time of day in case they work in shifts.
Oh yeah,
or
evening.
whatever.
We were there in the morning last time.
Oh yeah. So
No, you were there in the
You were there in the mid-afternoon.
like midday.
I can go and write the time
but
of
if
the
we're
ledger
going-
that
if
fits
we're
into
going
the schedule
mid-evening,
and then let you know.
Mid-afternoon is what y'all said.
You said mid-evening.
I said mid-evening, but I meant
Misspoke.
mid-afternoon.
I don't know how words work.
Oh.
I can always go, and if I get my hands on this schedule and forge your names in, I can check what time is available and then let you know.
Okay. So
All right.
What fake names are you using that I need to write down?
Simpson.
Merlin.
Samson and Merlin
Mhm.
last name.
Branderbrass.
Bandabras.
All right.
that was a lot of syllables.
That was.
Okay, so you have those names and you're invisible. Please roll advantage stealth as you approach this little guard gazebo.
Is it the same guards?
Nat 20.
So it looks like there are now 4 guards there, and yeah, 2 of the original 2 guards are there. You guys are not in sight, unless you want to be, in which case also roll stealth.
No.
Okay, so it looks like the 2 of the same guards are there, but there are also 2 more, and they're all just kind of chatting, although they seem to be sitting up a little straighter, kind of being a bit more alert, but you're able to sneak in and amongst them. And one of the ones that you haven't met, has the like kind of schedules clipboard very neatly placed on the table in front of him. What do you do?
That is a good question. Let me look up a spell real quick.
I love regular invisibility. It makes your options so much more constrained.
Yes.
Also, question.
Answer.
The medallion, is it just like a symbol itself?
Yes, like basically it's like a little pewter circle
Okay.
coin type thing.
Can I take the partially cut necklace bit off of that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Easy.
But I'm sorry. Okay,
This has been
so
a hell of a heist.
yeah, well, we will
What's this
see.
past tense shit?
Yeah, what?
So far, even. Hey, but we got the medallion.
I'm
We sure did.
I'm the happier brother.
I'm the happier.
I'm only happy
So-
when I rage.
Brutal.
A mood.
As you're wandering through the streets, kind of telling random stories to children.
I do.
Can I just see? Because like I'm invisible, and can I just look at the ledger? Did he have it tucked under his arm, or is he holding it out?
It's on the table in front of them, and they're like having some casual conversation. And also, from what you can tell, they're very much discussing the recent like altercation of yesterday.
Right.
And you actually pick up that they're deciding to the higher ups in their little guard structure are considering issuing new medallions since this version has been stolen.
Okay.
So.
But they haven't been issued yet.
They haven't been issued yet, as this is the next day.
Yep.
But he has this clipboard in front of him, and it's just like this little kind of form letter that has the handwriting of stuff in it. It looks like there's about 4 appointments scheduled for today. One has already happened, and 2 more. One seems to be like a social call from another of the richer kind of families. And then there's 2 more, just various supply deliveries. And
What is the name of the family, the rich family?
Why would you ask me that?
Because I can maybe reforge it to Bandabrass.
Ah, okay. So, rich family's name is 2 syllables, probably. We're gonna call them the
Band brass.
No.
The Bunderbruce.
The name generator family. That's what
Perfect.
they're called.
Yes, the name generators.
One.
They're responsible for quite a lot of the names in town.
Nami generator.
Yes, the names.
I hate you.
Understandable.
Let's call them the Bassan family.
Does it have purpose of the visit on it?
Social call.
Social call. Well, no. Is that like one of the things that we've said? Like it has like what the.
So yeah, like generic purpose of visit is one of the columns.
Okay.
They're all pretty distracted in conversation. There isn't.
I would not say distracted is
No,
an apt
okay,
word for them.
okay.
No.
Okay, how long do I have left on invisibility?
About 40 minutes.
40 minutes? Would that be enough time to run back to them and consult with them?
Yeah.
Okay. I so do. You hear my disembodied voice.
Creepy.
I relay what I have found, and that they're probably the easiest one to do. There's a social call,
Honestly,
but I might need a distraction. Okay.
that might be better if we're not on the list at all.
Because I think yesterday, when we were talking to the guards, they were saying as long as we had the medal, we could possibly get in.
And get an audience.
Okay.
And so I might have a plan that involves us explicitly not being on the list.
All right.
So
Having that social call would be nice, though.
if you want to take that up, then go for it. But in that case, I won't.
I think we'll go with your plan, and it's your journal.
Okay.
All right. Well, in that case, then I can go back to the tavern and wait this out. I am rather conspicuous.
Thank you for helping.
Of course.
You're a saint.
You make it back to the tavern, say lady, Mr. Invisible.
With the last 40
Yes.
minutes, 35.
Yeah, pretty much. So, you're still wandering about, just kind of circulating in the area, being cute and adorable. It's delightful.
I try my best.
Yes. Boys.
Okay, so you want to roll with me?
Let's do it.
All right.
Are you still in your disguises?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to walk up. I'm decidedly the older looking one at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the one with the disguise.
I know.
Let's speak yourself.
We talked about this.
Okay,
Yeah.
have a whole plan.
Yeah. I am the older looking one, and as I walk up to them, I say, "Hello there. Is there someone I could talk to about meeting with the Silverstocks?"
Please roll performance for your overall fake person vibe, you two, just to be proactive.
Fake person.
Bum, bum,
Vibe.
bum, bum.
Thank you.
Vibe.
Uh,
That's fine. It was young.
27 for me.
Spicy!
Performance is an 11 for me.
My boys are not being perceptive today. My boys are. Whew. So, the guards are just like, excellent, yes, I am Captain Henrest. This is one of the newer ones. He's the one who kind of picks up his clipboard, puts it under one arm. What can I do for you boys today?
Well, you see, I come from college out in... What was the name of the town that I was in?
Stonefields.
Stonefield. No, was that where I met? That wasn't where I met.
No, that was in unnamed town
it was
number
4, I think.
Yes, in that town.
I come from the college out there, and I was working on a project near Joel Silverstock, and he seems to have disappeared on us. And, well, I was following up and hoping that nothing untoward has happened to him.
Ah, well, fortunately for you, Joel came home just about a week ago from his stay out in that little college annex, talking about some breakthrough that he'd made in his academics, saying that he needed to follow through with his studies here in the home university. So if you would like to see him, your best bet is to perhaps make an appointment with his supervisor at the Harrington College.
He said that I could, if I ever needed to meet him, I would just need to present this medallion.
Please roll deception.
Ooh.
Harsh. Deception, that's alright. That's not great. That's a 9.
That is not great.
I know I'm not on your list. This is...
Well, he's not currently home, is the issue. However, do you have a forwarding address where I could send you arrangements to schedule a meeting? He seems to be very busy these days, and so it might be tomorrow. That's the soonest time.
That would work. I am staying out currently
Off screen CB?
on the coast.
Oh, on the coast. Name on the coast. Excellent. Well, you kind of give him the name of the inn that you're staying at? That you're actually staying at?
Huh?
Excellent.
The one next to the one I'm staying
the one
at,
next to
actually.
the one, that one.
Yep.
Okay. Off to the left?
Yep.
He kind of takes it down, and what name should we be sending this to again?
Huh?
Name?
Merlin.
Merlin. Last name?
Don't have one.
My fiance. I'm sorry, that doesn't
Merlin,
exist.
fake name. No, he doesn't have that. Very well. I'll let young Joel know that his associate, Merlin, has come to call on him, and we'll schedule a meeting for you.
Thank you.
He looks at you expectantly.
No. At this point, I turn and start walking off.
Thank you for your business.
He nods gravely, like a guard captain who's dignified and had a backstory prior to this moment. Okay, so you return. You kind of pass by Candle on the way. She's kind of sitting in the street talking to some kids that are on the other side of like a little picket fence, and she's teaching them to weave little like flower crowns out of dandelions.
I just give like a nod, like we're good to go.
I walk up to Kendall. If you want to tell a story, I can give you some fun lights.
Yes!
You start entertaining children.
I join for a bit.
Afternoon happens. It's the next day. It's the day before the expedition is due to set off. Excellent. And what are you hanging out at the next door tavern?
I want to be in the tavern that I'm staying at, but have like a vantage point of the other tavern to see.
Okay.
Like,
I'll go to the other tavern and wait there. I'll be
So-
Merlin.
You roll perception,
Um,
and you as well.
potential
Kendall,
for
join me?
investigation as I'm.
Nope.
Yes!
I'll have Kendall join me.
Okay.
And Shadow, are you laying low still?
Yeah, I might pop down to like an apothecary and just pick up on various
Okay, yeah,
herbs
you
and things.
Resupply. Please roll an investigation check to see if you get any bonus resources.
Do
You do
perception.
not get any bonus resources, but your supplies are refilled.
By the way, I have a question. Is there a, basically like sister monastery
Well,
in
there's
the
not
city?
so much a monastery as a small temple that is maintained in
Yes.
the city until Lysandria. Yes.
I would like to visit there.
Okay, we'll get to you
Eventually.
shortly. Yeah, you'll visit there today. This is your day to visit things.
Yay.
9.
10 on perception.
Sweet. So you
Can I also roll perception because I'm with him?
yeah, go for it.
Cool.
Oh, I think you're visiting your temple. Or is that later today?
That was later today. I
Sweet,
thought.
sweet.
That's
Visiting the
fine.
temple later
okay,
today.
okay.
Learning is hard. Listening is my weakness.
24.
24. So you're across the street at your normal tavern. Are you in your disguise or are you just looking like yourself?
In disguise.
Sweet. And you see so you see people coming and going from the tavern. It's really hard to tell. You notice, however, just before anyone else, someone specifically kind of trot in, not looking to drink on a very businesslike manner, go up to the bartender and say it's like a message, Bartender looks confused, but kind of okay, whatever. Takes out a little notepad, starts writing something down.
I would go walk up.
You don't notice it yet. Did you point it out?
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
Think you're looking for me. Name's Merlin.
This is so dumb. He kind of looks at you. Please roll deception.
I can do that pretty well.
This is a problem with brother bard halflings. They're the same character, but they're also 3 others at the same time. The bartender looks at you and is like, oh, okay, well, hands you this scrap of paper. It's just like a meeting with Joel at this the Harrington Magical University, HMU.
Yeah.
Yes, the University of Huron, and it's just kind of like an office
their
number
war chant.
in one of the districts. It's just like we'll meet him later.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
willing to meet you there at roughly mid-afternoon today. It's currently mid-morning.
Thank you.
Well, that's my business. Kind of looks at you expectantly as he's a messenger, and he does work for tips.
I
Bless you.
him a silver coin.
He catches it and he says, "The blessings are appreciated." He walks up. Yeah.
I work for tips. Bless you.
So I walk back over. I give it a bit, wait for the messenger to leave,
Yep.
and then walk back over. I got the tip. I'm Merlin now. So we might have you invisible and take the journal while I meet with him.
Works for me.
What the fuck is going on?
We're having a good time here today.
At this point, I would want to fill Merwin in on what I gathered from Unnamed Town Number 4.
Yep.
Because I had talked to the administrator, the supervisor, the one that Joel was working under.
Yes.
I would fill in on names and the idea of their main topic of research.
Mm-hmm.
Just so
Okay.
Mare could be a bit more.
Just a bunch of kind of techno babble about various arcane
What
experiments.
precisely did you do research in, by the way?
Well, you see, I wasn't exactly one of the researchers there. I just found research of my own and brought it there for consultation, and that's when Joel stole from me.
Yeah, there's not really much you can say since you were only there for about a day.
No, but I did talk about
Yeah.
things in that regard, and so just sort of passing along the general information that I
The
get.
arcane vibes.
Yeah.
So, what's the plan?
Well, I think you're heading off to your temple.
Yes. Would anyone like to visit the goddess?
I think that's a no.
I'm not insulted. I'm just disappointed.
No, I will go with you to learn about the pantheon of this culture.
Oh, thank you.
Excellent. So, we're going to start with you two. As you guys head off towards the kind of more temple district, the temple to Lysandra is very tall. It's kind of a spire, and it has a lot of skylights and windows strategically placed throughout it to let different types of sunlight in at different times of day. As it's about noon, there's a big skylight at the top of this tower. It's kind of like a dome of glass, more like that is letting the sun in through this kind of very picturesque, colored image. And there is a kind of noonday kind of storytelling and fable discussion that's happening as you guys arrive. And so as that kind of wraps to a close, one of the temple people here kind of sees you and says, "Ah, Sister Candle, the abbess
Hello.
sent word that you would be in the area for a few days. It's good to see you here. I see you brought a friend."
Yes. My friend is dabbling in different religious cultures.
I am here to learn.
Ah, well, we have much to discuss, but do you have any specific questions we can answer for you?
Well, I was simply interested in the general pantheon of this culture and what this god, this Lysandra, what her powers are, what her word is.
Ah, well, the word of Lysandra is very easy to understand. She is the goddess of the sun and of light. She favors the honest and the bold, and is, well, think both the warming light of life and nurturing, but also the harsh light of judgment and justice. So as the followers of Lysandra, we make it our business to both exist as honest observers of those around us and protectors from maybe darker agents, preventing the seeds of dishonesty and strife from taking hold in those with which we live.
Ah, very good. It is welcome to learn about the other deities around this land, because I have lived here for one cycle of the seasons and have not yet learned all of the things to learn.
Well, there is, as always, a diversity of beliefs, but our land typically has a relatively unified pantheon. You are from farther afield?
Yes, I am from far south. The people here call it the Frozen Wastes.
I wasn't aware there was people down in the frozen wastes. It seems
There are
so-
many. We are nomadic, as you say.
Well, it's only fair. You've learned about Lysandra. What do you believe? Whose teachings do you follow?
Ah, well, I work as a hand of Kothram. He is the nomad god. He is the god of our people. He guides us. He gives. He takes. He is balance.
Balance.
Yes.
Balance is an important thing to maintain, and yet we followers of Lysandra find ourselves constantly fighting against those that would attempt to, well, I guess your words would say, tip the balance in their favor.
Of course.
Perhaps unjustly. Maintaining balance seems to be a constant uphill battle.
Indeed.
And so you kind of have a decent kind of discussion about things. Please roll religion as you are kind of watching this all happen.
Yeah, I'm noticeably pretty quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Boop, 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 boop. I crit.
Interesting. Jesus. So as the noonday sun streams
No, Lysandra.
down, so the sunlight streams down through this glass domed ceiling, and as you hear this conversation kind of take a natural and respectful turn, you kind of check out a little bit, and you look down at your hands and you notice that there's this almost star-like pattern of kind of light spots on your hands that match up roughly with where these cactus spines touched you when you first picked up that plant in the monastery before you left for your journey. The sun kind of like lights them up, and your consciousness kind of floats away for a brief moment, and you just have a vision of the docks of this town, just kind of in the expedition fleet, as you're just kind of almost as if you're floating above the city looking at this, and then this vision of yours kind of speeds off over the open ocean, and you just feel this pull towards the horizon, this kind of urging to journey. You come back to yourself, just as Mika comes back to the table, and we switch towards the boys.
Perfect. Now I will duck out for a moment.
Bathroom
Taking
breaks.
turns, yes. This is the benefits of splitting the party.
Alright, well, I guess it's time we head out to the college.
Let's do this.
Yes.
So I think the plan is we'll head over, I'll make you invisible,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll head into the office and let you in as well.
Yeah.
You search for the journal, I'll keep talking to him, maybe make him point it out at least.
That works.
And
Ask him about his new breakthrough, because the guards
Yep.
did mention that.
that was the plan.
An important thing before we go in there is make sure we have we give each other a little inspiration going into it.
That was the plan.
Exactly. Cool.
Wait, so when you cast invisibility on someone,
The college is, you can just walk in.
yeah,
Open
it's
campus?
pretty like open campus. There are some restricted areas, kind of like the more high-level arcane areas. There's like a martial subset, and there's some locked doors in some buildings you kind of need to have some permission to enter. But for the most part, the area where you're going, you can just say like, I have an appointment. It's just like, oh yeah, you have an appointment. It's Maryland, right?
Yep.
So when do you cast invisibility?
I would cast it before we walk into the building
Okay.
where I'm.
It takes you about 10-ish minutes to find the office where the appointment is. It's kind of like a grad student office type of thing, so it's an open like a little common area where there's several tables and some desks, and then a variety of offices off to the side. And this room is kind of attached by a hallway to the rest of the building. And this seems to be after most of the classes have let out, so most people are either wandering about campus or leaving for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like just after most everyone kind of finishes their business, and you both walk into this main grad room. You roll stealth with advantage, please.
That is. Do I have proficiency? I don't think so. No. That is a 17.
17. Duly noted. I love rolling bad. It's my favorite thing to do.
We love it too.
I hate it so much. Okay. Sweet. So, okay. So, you walk in, and you can see some activity in one of the offices, and as you kind of like open the door, you hear a voice be like, "Ah, that must be Merlin." Okay. And a human man, kind of, I think mid-late 20s, with close-cropped, kind of dirty blonde hair, and a kind of rich boy presentation. He's like very nice clothes, and he walks with a certain pretension as he comes out into the common area of the office, and the cat tries to eat the computer. And he closes his office door behind him and says, kind of looks at you, and just like, "So, Merlin, right?
Yes, that's my name.
Claiming to be an old friend."
I work back at the university. After your sudden disappearance, your professor's getting worried, and asked if anyone would be able to go and check up on you. I had time in my schedule and wanted to pick up some field research, pick up some mushrooms and look at flora and fauna along the way. So I thought a trip out here wouldn't be too much of a hassle.
Disadvantage deception, because the kind of little university outpost that was there was very small, and he pretty much knew everyone that was there.
That is a 17.
I hate bards so much. So you must be one of the
18 actually then. Thanks for reminding me.
You really must be one of the. Wait, so you're not proficient in deception?
No.
I hate you. So you must be one of the kind of quest retrievers. I thought I made it clear with the professor that I was continuing my research here, but regardless, what did you need to tell me?
Are you alright to just more of a wellness check? And I guess curiosity got the better of me. When talking to the guards outside your manor, they said you had a research breakthrough.
Yes. No, it's very exciting. I was able to decipher this old journal that I found in some ruins. So it's obviously kind of referencing some objects of intense magical power, and it's going to take some time to go through.
Could you show me it? I'd love to just take a glance at it. Ruins are always an interesting concept.
Yes, it's unfortunate that it's such a powerful object that I've worked with one of the professors to keep it locked up when it's not being actively studied.
Would I be able to just even take a glance at it? Old ruins are, well, they're treasure troves of knowledge, especially new items that appear. It's rarer and rarer these days.
You know, here's the funny thing about that. Actually, why don't you step into my office and we can talk about this?
Of course.
He holds open the door for you, kind of motions you inside.
I walk
wanna
pretty
slip.
slowly.
Stealth. Regular, not with advantage.
Better. 11.
As he opens the door and you are walking kind of towards it kind of slowly, there's this whiff of air that passes you, and as you pass through the door.
Oh, I want to just be like right in front of him. I want to be like right in front on his steps.
There's this kind of breath of air that's just part of walking, and you notice, both of you, him stiffen slightly as you two enter the room. And as he comes in and closes the door behind you, you notice that he has two of his kind of academic wizard friends sitting in chairs across from his desk, and he kind of closes the door, locks it behind him. Here's the funny thing. is that recently, in the course of acquiring this journal, a little halfling kind of was giving me some trouble. And the strangest thing is, yesterday there was a theft of a delivery on the way to my manor, right after a pair of halflings and some friends bothered my guards. And so it's very strange that an old friend who I've never met before wants to be scheduling a meeting. So,
That is strange.
why don't you take a seat? He kind of points to a chair as his two friends kind of cross his arms. And look at you.
Of course, I don't know anything about this, but
I'm sure you don't, he says doubtfully, with doubt in his voice, and also the rest of him.
Oh wow.
It doesn't look like he knows exactly where you are, but he suspects some sort of invisible presence is in the room from the way he kind of keeps looking around. And his two friends are just sitting there, kind of arms crossed, trying to look intimidating, but they're mages, so they're not exactly that physically imposing.
Yeah.
so what do the two of you study here?
Painting.
Painting. What style do you paint in?
He kind of like looks at you, looks back at Joel,
Draconic.
and Joel's just like, I'll be asking the questions here.
Sure, as long as I can ask about your research after. I'd love to look at it.
Yeah, here's the thing, I'm not sharing my research with some little halfling who goes and gets spell materials and flora and fauna for the real mages. This is some proprietary knowledge, and if I'm the one who can crack it, well then maybe that puts me in a position of greater influence in this kingdom. So what's gonna happen is that you're gonna get out of here, whatever tricks you've brought along. You're gonna stop looking into this, because if you keep looking into this, then it'll be the last thing you look into. Because not only does my family have immense resources and influence in this kingdom already, but, well, I think it won't even come to that. Me and my friends can make sure that you stop asking questions about this kind of thing. Permanently.
I see what you're... I get your point. This journal that you have must be very important. And as I say journal, I want to see if he glances anywhere, like just instinctively.
Roll insight.
Five.
You don't notice any particular direction of glanciness.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. I can tell that I am not wanted here. I hope your painting studies go well, I said to his two friends.
I'm working on an oil. It's taking forever to dry.
They generally tend to. Well, if you'd love to talk about any other mediums of paint that you work on, I'm always interested in the arts. I'm staying at this tavern.
The inn next to the inn you're actually staying at.
Yep, I'm staying here. We'll be heading out soon, but as long as you want to talk, I'd love to listen to what you have to say, what style you paint in, mediums, and generally favorite types of art. Or if magic, I always love the natural magics.
I'll be sure to look you up.
Alright, well,
You head out?
all of you have a good day. I go and unlock the door,
Yeah.
look back. Okay to do that?
They're just like doing that bullshit thing where they're just crossing their arms and looking at you,
God, they're
making the
frat
whole thing
boys.
just awkward and silent.
They're really uncomfortable frat guys.
Crossing your arms makes you look a little bit tinier. Put them on your hips if you want to look intimidating. And I open
Roll
the-
persuasion.
Luckily, I that's a 19.
One of the guys who that hasn't talked yet, but is still sitting, kind of like. I look stupid. And you head out.
And I leave the door open.
Okay.
Oh, I walk out at the same
Sweet.
time.
Duly noted. One of them gets up and kind of closes the door, and then you hear them kind of doing a muffled discussion on the other side of the door. What do you do?
What a dick. Right?
Can I hear what's going on the other side of the
Just
door?
roll disadvantage perception to try and listen. They're trying to keep their words muffled for just this possibility.
Oh.
That's unfortunate on the disadvantage. 6.
Fortunately, their stealth check was a 4. So you hear, like, as you kind of press your ear to the door, you hear, well, are you're worried about them being able to get the journal? Well, no, it's pretty hard to find. The wards the professor helped me put on the box will just be an extra flavor. Well, let's just say I don't think they're powerful enough to get through this. Besides, sooner or later we'll be able to decode it, and then there's nothing they can do. Journal's only as good as its contents. And then you hear some kind of shuffling, and it looks like they're kind of cleaning up and getting ready to leave themselves.
I'm just still slowly walking away.
I sort of catch up with you, definitely.
Okay, you guys headed back?
I start heading back. Unless I hear anything different, I start heading back.
What's the vibe?
I don't know if we can get the box open. I think we need to wait a bit.
No, but I kind of want to know what professor he's working with. If nothing else.
Ask who his supervisor is.
I tap my head real fast, scratch, and I turn back into the building.
Mm-hmm.
And I just go up to the person at the front desk.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I forgot to ask this, but just reporting back to we call my university out there. Which professor is Joel working with?
Oh, Joel. Well, he recently came back, but well, it seems like he has a long-standing kind of semi-private apprenticeship with the High Mage, Wells. He has a kind of itinerant professorship at the university, but he spends most of his time doing the Federation's business.
All right, thank you very much.
Of course.
Always good to know. Just
And if you're
inform.
looking to contact the High Mage, better do it quick, because he's heading out on the expedition.
Oh. I don't really need to talk to him, actually. I just wanted to know.
Okie dokie.
Professor back in the university was worried and wanted to make sure Joel's in a good position.
Yeah, well, Joel's not really worth the worry, so. Have a good night.
I got the idea too, but
Isn't
might
it
as well.
such a day? Okay. Anyway, have a good night.
You hear a whisper from. I wanted to make it so like it's not quite. He's not quite sure that if it was Merlin who said it, but like a voice from like right next to Merlin says, "Such a dick."
All right. Well, thank you for your time. I need to start heading back.
Have a good evening.
You too.
And that's why we find out who it is.
And you get going back. Yes, High Mage Wells.
Yep.
I'm assuming it's spelled Wheles. I'm kidding. Wells.
I hate you.
I know.
You are so mean to me. Yes, so you start heading back, and you guys kind of have your various day-ending rituals. Is there anything anyone would like to do before they turn in for their last day in the city?
I'll busk at the bar.
Okay, duly noted. Roll performance.
I love busking.
I help making drinks,
Okay, you're
trying to earn a few more coins.
doing that. Okay,
I'll just kind of sit in the tavern and enjoy some drinks, but kind of stay out of the way.
Okay.
I ask if you know any traditional folk songs.
Yes,
Yes.
And I have a 20 on performance.
delightful.
Performance for making drinks.
Yeah.
I'm a flashy bartender.
I'm tone deaf, but I sing.
Yay!
Oh my god.
I give bardic.
Yes, the disadvantage performance, please.
Cool.
That is gonna be a performance proficiency is 22.
22. Dope. Duly noted.
Just making drinks.
Use bardic.
Okay.
5.
With bar. Okay.
Okay, so what's your performance?
20.
20. Your performance
22.
is 22. Your performance is 5. So you get roll a d20 and roll a d20. Both.
Amazing
20.
sunflower
10.
blue.
A
So
good
you-
year.
Basically, you guys each get a total of 2 gold and 1 gold over the course of the busking that has happening. And then you guys are turning in for the day. And the next morning is the day the expeditions will leave, and that's why we will pick up next time, as that's the end of the current session.
Cool.
So,
Ooh.
that's the introduction. Thank you for bearing with us. And so in 2 weeks, we'll pick up the adventure where we left off with shenanigans and probably a little less chaos than today. But
Hopefully.
Hopefully
Wow.
a little less crime.
no, there's always going to be crime. Crime
Maybe-
of the little sword.
Maybe just not us committing the crime. Maybe.
Who's to say? Who's to say? So yes, thank you for joining us. This has been Outpost. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Good stuff.
Ooh.
Let me mess with this.
I'm just going to pose. We need to-
Y'all are wonderful.
Y'all can pose and I'll actually end the stream.
we need to have
Woo!